I've started my journey at the forge. I have mediocre weapons, delivering them to Sylvan. Uh, the trip was going along smoothly, nothing too interesting, which in of itself is quite unordinary for Innistrad. Usually there's wandering danger here and there. Halfway through, Instenzia came across someone who decided they're going to be naked in the middle of nowhere. A mountain, not the forest. Didn't seem like they were a vampire or witch, all that weird magic stuff, so I brought her along. Assumed I was going to drop her off at Corsiva and call it a day.
All my day started with disappointment.
Disappointment?
I traveled for more than a month, only to find out my client is very dead. Came in contact with my contact. He seemed to have a solution, so that was first on my mind. Drank myself to sleep, hoping to get rid of this lumpy package I have with me. Next morning, I caught some conversation about this young individual. Decided to pursue. Seems interesting. Showed me I might have dodged a blade by not getting into a deal with the Burgomaster. Maybe it's time for something else.
Traveling has been delayed. I hate it. I hate this. I don't want to get to know anyone else, but that death of that man and the way that the only person I knew came up to me, automatically, I almost wanted to just shove her away. And I was angry, really angry. But then again, I realized I had no right to even show such an emotion or anything.
Turns out that she also has a decent amount of magic that she can call upon somehow or another. Giant metal collar. No idea what that's about, but burns her every time I try and break it off. Yeah, the wilderness of Stenzia has finally caught up. Tried to kill us with a couple ghostly spiders. Not going to talk about how much both her and I missed trying to kill that creature. We got it. We got it in the end. No big deal. Finished that off. Headed into town. Did not take too long for me to get caught up in something. Was just going in there to take a rest, drop her off, get her some clothes, keep going, but god damn it, there's always something. Turns out there's a dead guy. Guard says it's just a rabid dog.
Anyway, my contact shows I'm dead, so my only solution to my problem is lying on the ground in a square. I decide to pursue again because what else is one supposed to do? And meet some other interested individuals. Split our ways. Won't go to the church. We decide to investigate a fight that had been going on between Cormac Rollo and this other individual.
Priest is a little more paranoid, thinks it's a werewolf, and Stenzia of all places. Doubtful. No evidence, no rumors, no sightings. Just, hey, yeah, we think there's werewolves in Stenzia, despite vampire is doing a pretty damn good job at keeping them out. So, probably is crazy. Might not be, but I've got strangers that are lending a hand. An apprentice, Cathar, I think. A couple others. One guy's pretty social. Didn't talk too much to them, though. So, I think they're taking care of whatever they can. But if nothing pops up, then I'll just be leaving the girl of Corsiva's church and heading on my way.
Feels like almost every turn, if I stay within Corsiva, my sins will continue to crawl in the back of my mind, on my skin, haunt me the rest of my days. I guess in a way that the man in the shop, I feel pity for him.
I find out all by myself that that person is a werewolf, and this other person just throws ash in my food again by already knowing. Anyway, I want to investigate further.
I want to be like we are, similar, but yet there's something that separates us, but that's something I can never quite explain. And I don't want to explain it to my friend. But now I'm concerned. I saw her with that peculiar man staring at Jan's head on the pike. What did she tell him? I need to get out of Corsiva. The quicker the better. I don't think staying in here longer will do me any good. Maybe if I find that person from my past, maybe I'll be able to get back to some form of normalcy, but who knows? Highly unlikely.
Asuriel. The priest has accepted your task to look into this strange collar that's on your neck for whatever reason, taking you into the cathedral. There are several other brothers and sisters of the church milling about, performing their daily tasks. Several townsfolk in and out, on their knees praying, others just sitting in the presence, what they hope to be the angels. Brother Valentin leads you through the side of the cathedral to a small office, past a pipe organ to the right, and lights a few candles in this small room. There's a fireplace, lots of books strewn about, kind of organized chaos. And he just kind of motions to a chair for you to take a seat. He's a little nervous. You can see his white gloved hands kind of wringing them a little bit, as he's never seen anything exactly like this, at least not in person. Can you tell me, do you know how this came to be about your person?
No, I just woke up a few days ago in the mountains. I don't remember anything from before that, but it was already around my neck.
No, that is concerning, a case of amnesia. Let me, if you don't mind, I'll take a bit of a closer look.
All right. Moves in a way where he can examine it properly.
Yeah, you'll have to pull down the hood of your white cloak, brushing your silver hair to the side to get a good look at it. Takes a bit before this realization washes over his chubby face. Oh, by all the angels! I think I know what this is. That's impossible.
Why? What could it be?
He does the symbol of Avacyn over his chest real quick. But see, if you think about the shape of it, it's a collar like this with two prongs like that, and well, that is the collar of Avacyn. It's a binding collar. It was what she used to bind demons. It's not in use anymore, at least not to my knowledge, not outside of the angels themselves. This is not right at all.
Why would I have that? I'm not a demon.
I don't know. Are you sure?
I'm quite sure. Yes, I don't really feel the need to slaughter every human I see, or the magic I've been using hasn't seemed demonic to me, at least.
Well, that is a good thing. I'm not sure exactly what to do about that. I can attempt to remove a curse, but I very much doubt this is a cursed item. Not in that regards. Here, and he'll go through the ritual process of casting the remove curse spell. You hear him chanting in angelic, doing the somatic components. This kind of glowing glyph appears in front of his hands that just kind of moves across the item, washing it in this golden light for a moment. But nothing seems to happen. Oh dear, I was afraid of this. I wish I could do more, but do you know the purpose of the collar of Avacyn? Why it came into being? Why the church uses it as our symbol?
What does she?
That's up to you.
I'm going to do a religion check to see if it's at least over.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, that's over a 10. It was, yes, more or less. It's to bind demons to the Hell Vault, wasn't it?
That was the application. You see, certain things in the world cannot be permanently destroyed, at least not easily. Even the angels would have trouble with that. Creatures of pure mana, such as demons, black mana, if they are physically destroyed, they simply recoalesce in the hells beneath the earth. They crawl back out eventually. It's horrid. Avacyn found a way to bind with iron and silver and her angelic magics that which cannot be permanently destroyed, you see. And so, yes, she traps them in the Hill Vault, but they can never truly go away. I've never seen this device be used for anything other than a devil or a demon. But I suppose anything could be contained. I don't know how anyone else would use something like this.
She stays quiet a while, kind of thinking about it. Is there anyone else who can maybe remove this? Give me answers to how it got there.
Not to my knowledge. If there were, they would be in Thraben. It's the only thing I can think. I wouldn't trust the current bishop. I can't. Here he is a man of questionable motives. I know I shouldn't speak ill of our authority, but it is my feeling.
Why is that? I thought the evil had been banished from this town with the last leader.
Can you ever truly banish evil? I don't think so. It hides under rocks. And in churches as well.
Alright. Thank you, brother. Have you ever heard of the name Asuriel before?
Asuriel. Is that your name?
Yes.
Well, I don't believe so. It's uncommon. But no, I don't think so. As I said, Raven may be your best bet.
All right. I guess I should head there then. Thank you very much for helping me.
I'm sorry. I wish that I would have helped more.
You've done more than enough. It's given me a few answers, at least.
May the angels go with you.
Thank you. Get up and leave.
Sorry.
And just gonna wander the town. Hopefully, I don't know. She's probably gonna try and find someone who might be heading up, or go back to Acrio. He said he was going north anyway.
Roll me a d10 as you are moving about the town.
Yeah, all right.
As you're wandering around looking for any of the people you met, as well as specifically Acrio, a young woman, dark hair, pale with red lips, approaches you. Excuse me, how you were there this morning with the Cathar that was looking over the situation with Cormac. Do you know anything else? What's going on?
I don't know much. I'm sorry. I just know that it might have been a rabid dog, but there's a lot going on.
She looks pensive for a moment, and then just nods. Well, I hope they figure it out.
Can I ask who you are?
My name's Magda Delaney. Cormac was a friend of mine.
Maybe you can talk to the other people looking into it. I'm trying to find them right now.
Yeah, that'd be good. I really... This is a bit personal to me.
Alright, I know there's a Cathar named Acrio and a few I didn't catch the name of. Just gonna keep looking with this lady?
Sure. Lorelei, Amrita, and Cillian. As you're exiting the herbalist shop, where Ewan Buckthorne plies his trade, all of you, in your own ways, coming to the realization of his truth. It's probably around 11 a.m. at this point. The ever-present clouds of Stensia starting to open up and weep a sorrowful rain, just a light drizzle over you. And where are you headed next?
So what are we thinking? This guy a killer? Because I don't think so.
He's not. But we'll have to watch him. And Amrita doesn't say any more on the subject. She just kind of like keeps walking forward, looking around suspiciously.
So, since we're all sort of, at least, on the same page, is this news we should bring to Cathar? Because that'll end up badly.
No. I don't think it is. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help if he's not the killer.
I agree.
And
But he said himself he might be.
And if we find out that he is, we can break the news then. But I think jumping to conclusions right away might do more harm than good.
I agree. Should we meet up with the rest? Start the plan, right?
I think so, yeah. Go out of town and then find that red dude? Old red? Weird red? Crazy red?
Something like that.
Above.
Weird fella. Okay, we'll go back to the place where Cormac died.
Yeah,
We
the town
established
square.
the rendezvous
rest.
location.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Acrio, would you have been driving your cart around town all day, or are you parking it somewhere relatively secure?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not driving around. I'll leave it at the church.
Okay, cool.
That's a lot of merchandise to just, like, be riding around on. I'll leave the cart at the church and be on foot. What was I doing?
You had spoken to Brother Valentin.
He was suspicious
Yeah,
about werewolves.
he
but
had
I
his
was like,
beliefs. And yeah.
I'll be towards the edge of the town, seeing if I'll catch them. I'll ask the guards if 3 people headed out, and if they haven't, then I'll just wait there for them to catch up.
It starts to rain. The little beads running down the rim of your tricoin hat, dripping off the front. As you wait, sooner or later, everybody can reconvene. Asuriel, with a younger woman kind of in tow, seems curious about the situation and a bit reserved.
Anyone to the team? How are you?
I've been better.
You interested in joining the investigation as well?
I don't know if I can join. I've got things I have to do, but I wanted to find out how it was proceeding, I guess.
Sure. Why?
Cormac was a friend of mine.
Okay. Can't be too careful these days.
Kind of looks you up and down a little bit, suspiciously herself. Did you
It's
get
going
here
well.
with the rest of them?
Oh no, for sure not. I joined in like you.
Like me?
Just like doesn't matter. Anyway, it's proceeding. We haven't figured anything out yet, I don't think. But we are gathering information. Love and loss.
I hope.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Magda.
Okay. Oh, Sheila.
And are you aware what
Oof.
exactly happened to Cormac? Or have you just heard that something happened?
Well, I heard they're saying it's a dog. Some kind of rabid animal, maybe, but I'm not sure I believe that.
I don't know any subtle way to break this to you, but he's dead. I hope you knew that.
Well,
I hope this doesn't come as a shock.
yes, obviously.
You just seem very calm about it.
Suppose that's my mother's influence.
Does your mother feel anything about this? She said anything?
Haven't talked to her.
Ma'am, it's going to be a long investigation. And it'd probably be safest if you just stay home, go about your business. And if we find anything, maybe we'll search you out or you'll hear about it in the news.
She kind of swallows hard and just nods her head. She wasn't wanting to go outside of the city anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I don't feel it.
Yeah.
A little skedaddle, get out of here.
Expect her knock, Magda.
And Asuriel's gonna shuffle up to Acrio because he was supposed to be leaving her at the church. Is it alright if I stick around a while longer? The priest at the church told me I might have better luck going to Thraven, and I know you're heading north as well.
Sure, I can keep company a little while longer. Might need to ask the church if they'll provide provisions for the trip. I've only got enough for one right now.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to be such a burden.
Going in the same direction, aren't they? But enough about travel. That'll be happening in a little while. You three find anything about a werewolf?
Magda has exited, by the way, so you can speak about that.
Well, we've heard things about her. I think she was an interest in Cormax. And the other way around. We talked to Buckthorn. He was the person we were talking about, and
oh, so they're not friends, they're really good friends.
exactly.
Got it.
We have our suspicions, for sure. We're gonna keep an eye out, but he didn't seem to count time.
Oh, you talking about that herbalism or the random person that punched him in the face guy?
Exactly. Other than that, the mother of this wonderful lass that just walked off.
That mother also has a dog, I believe. We'll have to look into that.
She's on the list.
Fair enough. So that leaves us with possibly elderly mother and their hound, and a stranger outside of the walls. And I think I'm going to take my bets on the stranger.
Well, that's the next path we're investigating.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Want to prepare anything before we go outside the walls? I'm good.
I think I'm good as well. You know, look up at the guards and motion them, ask them nicely to open the gates.
Mm-hmm. Which they do. It's not as big an issue to leave.
And hey, if we're not back in an hour, we're probably dead. It'll take about an hour, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Send a search party if you want. I don't know. I like telling people where I'm going. Oh wait, no, I don't. I didn't fucking tell my family where I was going when I was a kid.
Were we given direction? Or
yes.
Out?
Yeah, you would have been. And also, so as soon as the gates are opened and you start to march across that bridge, the little wooden planks across the moat, the kind of murky, muddy water you see, row of cattle being watered on the edge, a few men on horseback, slouch hats, but then also to the, so you're going out the south gates, so it'd be to the west. You see kind of a wagon circle and a bunch of tents, brightly colored tapestries, several campfires. This was not here when you arrived the other day or earlier this morning. Acrio, you didn't see this. This kind of popped up out of nowhere. But Cillian, you immediately recognize a small band of Vistani.
Am I recognizing particular people or just
from this distance? You can barely even make out the people. They're quite a ways away. However, the connection of Magda's words asking if you arrived with them suddenly takes on a different meaning than the group that you're currently with.
Sure. Okay, listen to me, party people. If you have any respect for me, which you don't yet, but please, white earth. Okay, I'm not ready to talk.
Yeah, I didn't really
What?
get the impression that we had to interact with them. I was just going to go to his house.
I don't want to interact with anybody in general.
You can go talk to him. I'll stay right over here, looking at the sky.
So you don't hear them?
I don't think we have any reason to talk to them whatsoever, so
Yeah,
we can just keep moving and keep your head down, I suppose.
Surely it's just visible confusion.
Yeah, there are a bunch of bright-colored freaks that live outside. Well, I probably should call them freaks, because I
I
also
thought you called them
live out-
fruits. I was like, whoa.
Jesus, fuck no.
Whoa.
The folk think they're a bunch of bright-colored freaks, but they're just people like us living outside walls.
And they like to sometimes steal gold like anyone else. Happened to me once.
Gold? Wait, what?
Long time ago.
Okay.
Forget about it.
It was like 2 months, but sure.
Just got fucking robbed on the side of the road, Danielle.
I mean, yes, she did when she was with
We
like,
have
their
been
old
robbed by
friends.
Vistani.
Yeah, so she's seen
We have
it.
been robbed by Vistani.
Before you ever joined like, Innistrad, yeah.
Oh, this
Well, actually,
happened in,
Lorelei
like-
wasn't Lorelei, so Lorelei hasn't.
Yeah.
But I was there. Lorelei wasn't. but I
That was Melina.
That was
But anyway,
Melina. That
Sorry,
was Melina.
move on with the
That's
story.
Great. I love that.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm serious.
about a 15-minute walk if you're keeping up a good pace. Outside of the city toward the Summerwald, just on the very edge of the tree line, come across a cabin. The roof kind of comes forward to make a porch with several cedar beams. It's not very big, but you can see wire kennels set up around one side, wrapping around to the back, dogs running around everywhere out front. And as soon as you get within their scent, you start to hear them barking, yapping at you. They all kind of focus your attention, and they are clearly in guard mode. When you get within 10 yards of the house, these dogs start to swarm you, growling, snarling.
Oh, they're not like in a fenced area?
Several of them are in the penned area. Several of them are just running around. And yeah,
Oh, fun.
yeah.
Asuriel's probably just gonna go down as like puppy if one approaches.
So if you get down on its level, it is going to begin asserting its dominance over the territory, baring its teeth at you.
Yeah,
Lorelei pulls Asuriel back and just stay away from them. Keep your distance.
You know, when they start growling, she's like, oh, "Okay, I'm not good. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out."
The raucous attracts their owner. You see coming from the woods, kind of walking briskly, this thin old man with long hair, very frazzled, beard, wearing a vest and basic clothes. His hair is mostly gray now, but you can see where it, like, portions of it would have been kind of an auburn red at one point.
Oh no, yeah, so
Very tattered coat on, and just starts shouting to his dog, "Hey, everybody get back!" Kind of nodding to you. He rushes up. The ones that are around Acrio, kind of like blocking him from the door. This guy starts snapping at them to heal, and when they don't, he kind of like kicks one in the ribs. What y'all want on my property?
I'm here.
Could I...
Oh, yeah, you take the lead.
You sure? You're the Cathar.
No, I find entertainment in random folk trying to solve problems.
Good day, sir. These are some wonderful dogs. Very scary. Thank you very much. We're here.
Kind of like
wondering if
grabs
we could
one by
ask
the
you-
nape of its neck that's still trying to bark at you. Kind of pulls it back away from you.
We're wondering if we might ask you some questions in accordance with what happened in town.
What happened in town? I don't associate with that place, except when I have to.
We suspect there was a murder. We would love to ask you some questions.
What's that got to do with me?
Well, we heard you were in town. I
Who told
believe
you that?
yesterday.
Who said that? Who's in my business?
People with eyes? I do apologize. Were you in town?
Bastards. Maybe.
We're not accusing you of anything, sir. We're just
Really?
trying to
You
find
sure
out what
about
happened.
that? What do
I'm
I
not
know
accusing
from
you of
murders?
Well, hopefully nothing.
When
You can go on with your day. But, why were you in town with your dogs?
I take my dogs to town. They're not the sociable type. They're guard dogs. Keep folk like you out. Keep the wolves at bay.
And we heard you were in town with at least one.
Maybe. Sold him.
I see. To whom exactly?
The blacksmith Hannibal.
Is that dog known for being aggressive?
Kind of looks around at all of his dogs. Not a bit.
Yeah. They're wonderful lap dogs. Did you know this person? Her victim,
Well, this
Cormac
is
Rollo was his name.
Cormac. Yeah, I knew of him. Did a few jobs for me every once in a while. A couple years back. Haven't seen him in years.
Can I check his truthfulness with hasn't seen Cormac in a bit?
Sure. He's a very dodgy fellow, and a little bit sarcastic. It definitely seems truthful that he did some jobs for him a while back. Hard to tell if he's seen him in the market or anything recently, or if he's just kind of brushing it off. But you don't get the impression that he had any malice toward him in the way he speaks.
I'm actually sorry. We haven't introduced ourselves. Well, my name is Cillian. What's the best way to call you? I've heard some things, not many flattering ones.
What would be the point? I don't anticipate speaking to y'all again.
I know, like making acquaintances. That's right, sir. Can you tell us anything else
But
about?
go by Red.
It's perfect. Thank you very much, Red. I'm out. You guys got anything?
You sold the dog to the blacksmith Hannibal, I'm assuming, as a guard dog?
Guess so. He sent me a letter, paid me coin. Didn't really say why he wanted the pup.
Well, I think we know who to go to next.
While they're all talking, is there a way Amrita could kind of look around, but kind of lift up her headband to see if there looks like there's anybody else that could be watching them from a distance or anything suspicious around this
Sure.
house?
lifting up your goat eye.
You guys won't be able to see
Yeah,
it.
she's stepping aside a few feet. Red does kind of side eye you, making sure you don't go too far. And one of his dogs is up against the house, a little ways away, but kind of in that low position where its ears are back and making sure you don't get too close. But yeah, razor headband, the third eye that is glowing faintly in your forehead, darts around independently of your own eyes, and yeah, you can make a perception check with advantage. You definitely have the feeling of being watched, but most of that feels like the dogs. As you scan the Sumberwald tree line, that dense forest seems almost like a wall. But to you, it's a wall you've breached numerous times. The forests are not as daunting to you as they are to most. You catch small sight of movement small animals, maybe a deer, shifts slightly, but you're not picking up anything that looks like humanoid or any kind of monstrosity anywhere in the vicinity.
Quickly readjust like the headband while she's got her back turned to everyone to like hide the thing that has been yet to be revealed, and just kind of like turns around with her arms crossed. But yeah, she like kind of like looks at the man, like nods her head, and then looks at the others. Yeah, there appears to be nothing else to gain from here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not always the case.
Sorry to have bothered you, sir. Sometimes society and people can be tiresome, especially when people prefer to be alone.
Very
Judging from
lovely,
y'all, I'm guessing it was Cormac that was.
Yes.
right, so.
He's one of the few that probably didn't deserve that.
Why is that?
It's a good kid, not like most.
Everybody's an asshole up here. You get used to it.
Just by curiosity, do you know a lot of brown dogs in the town?
I know my dogs.
Was the dog you sold to Hannibal, did it have brown fur?
Bit. It was a red healer. A bit of a few brown streaks, I guess.
Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Red. We'll be out of your hair
Mention
now.
it. Ever. To
Brown.
anyone.
Brown healers look like friends.
Okay.
Walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He was nice.
when everybody else leaves, I'm gonna shuffle on up, and I'm gonna be like, haven't seen anything weird going on, right? No. Nobody coming back all bitten up by a werewolf. Nothing moving around in the night.
Well, we got werewolves out here.
Yeah, we don't. Just maybe someone
No,
on the
we
pass.
do.
Oh, we do?
We do. Yeah, but they don't leave survivors. That's why I need my dogs. That's why I need people to keep out.
Since when does Stenzia have werewolf problems?
Since that fucking Burgomaster yawned.
Okay, so he's dead.
Good riddance.
How would they get in? How did a human get werewolves in past vampires?
Couldn't say. I don't keep track of shit like that. They're here. Seen the
it was
tracks.
like, we ever lead into Corsica?
Not the wolf ones. Boot prints maybe, but you get so much traffic it's hard to tell.
How long since these werewolves have been here?
Less than a year, as far as I can reckon.
Okay. Anybody new come around in that time?
I don't keep track of folk.
Okay. You have a good one. Look down at the dog and then contemplate petting it, but he's got like a metal gauntlet, so that's like slapping a dog on the head with.
Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah. He bonks the dog into the ground. That
Don't hurt the puppy.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt the pups, so I'll leave.
He heads over to a deer he's got strung up and drained, cuts one of the haunches off and tosses it, and the dogs start ripping the fur and skin and flesh off of the bone to feed.
Lovely. On the way back to town, Lorelei's going to kind of edge up to Asuriel, sort of a little bit like a ways from the group, but she's just going to walk up to her and like kind of walk alongside her. I don't believe I've caught your name.
Oh, I'm Asuriel. What's your name?
I'm Lorelei. You can call me whatever you like. Do you have a nickname that you like?
I don't really remember enough to know if I had a nickname, but can just call me Asuriel.
You just remind me a bit of me, and well, when I first showed up here, someone gave me a nickname and it made me feel quite at home. So if you have a nickname that you want to be called, let me know. You seem a little lost.
I am, but I'm hoping I'll find my way soon.
I hope so too.
Are you
kind of... What?
She's like, are you from Korsava?
No, I'm definitely not.
Oh, all right then.
Lorelei just shimmies away.
Mr. was like awkwardly, so just kind of looking back at Acrio as he's staying behind, just waiting for him a little bit.
Yeah, it was just like a short minute conversation, and I'll catch up. But I didn't want to interrupt because I'm having some amount of restraint here. But Ass, short for Asuriel. Your new name is Ass.
No.
Anyway, he'll catch up, pat her on the back, get a move on. Once we start getting closer to Korsava again, we doing this all at once or splitting up once again? Kind of want to cover that mother as well as that blacksmith before the end of the day.
Sure, makes sense.
What time is it right now?
It was about 11 when you left, so with the walk and everything, approaching noon.
Okay.
Still drizzling.
I want to go with the other group now.
So yeah,
Alright.
Cillian,
Ew.
Asuriel, and Acrio, which way do you would like to go?
We have joint custody of the Vistani.
High charisma party. We're going mother. Yeah,
Asuriel's just following Acrio.
we'll bring you along. If we're talking to a mother, we need somebody that's a bit more reassuring than a man in plate armor and a stranger.
Sure. The mother seemed, from what I heard, sort of intense.
Yeah.
A person told me she'd killed in the past, so let's steer clear of offending. Although I should probably mostly say that to myself. By the way, like the new clothes, so I point to Asuriel, and any of you been here before? Or should I ask around to find this? I didn't hear her name, right? Mother's name?
No,
So
she
no,
haven't said her name, but she runs the general store.
Oh.
General goods.
Yeah, when those three are finally like gone and everything, and Rita just like sighs, like, finally. And finds herself kind of like walking back to the inn.
You want to head back to the Frowning's Wrath?
Yeah. For the moment. To get like some water or something and just to like contemplate all this.
I mean, there are several
Lorelei...
wells in the city if you want to draw some water, or you can, go.
Yeah, she wants to go so she
Wrath.
can like just have a private like moment, and whether or not
Sure.
Lorelei walks in that direction, like she's just like whatever.
Yeah, see, like hearing that her say finally, Lorelei's gonna kind of get the vibe that she's like wanting to be alone, and Lorelei will just kind of like go and kick rocks around the road for like half an hour until she shows back up.
Then head off to the general store. Probably ask around for where that is.
It's not difficult to find. You probably would have passed it a couple times anyway, because it's right off of the main square where most people do their shopping and that sort of thing. So yeah, easy to find general goods. Basic structure. Parts of the edges of the square have that old boardwalk style in front of it, kind of that porch, with the wooden deck in front of most of the stores that are all kind of connected, and a small, like 2 or 3 stairs leading up to it off of the cobblestone, which is what you find in front of the general goods store. Out in front, kind of laying under there's a couple seating chairs, and laying under one of those chairs is a fairly large dog, a husky, black and white. The first thing that strikes you is that the eyes are the same color as Amrita's. The right is a very pale blue, and the left is a dark brown. Could easily be mistaken for a wolf from a distance, but...
Hair color? I heard somebody asking about brown hair.
It's a dark brown or blackish with white on the underbelly.
Okay.
That's a beautiful dog. Oof.
That is a
Hope he
nice
isn't a
dog.
killer.
You know, you'd think Nephalia would have more dogs, but it seems to be more of a Stensian thing.
Sure.
Shame. They like their
Okay.
cats. Not that a cat will do anything.
I mean, I've been scratched by once a few times.
Yeah, they're certainly
Fuckers don't seem to
ferocious.
like me.
Yeah. Yeah, cats don't like me either.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
I'm pretty mean to cats too, so I guess that is no wonder.
Fair.
Let's head inside.
Yeah, let's... Alright. Usually people talk a lot more when you're buying something instead of just barging in and just asking, so I have stuff I need to pick up anyway, gonna get some supplies, and we'll start up the conversation. So we're heading in.
Yep.
I will
Head
get...
inside. There's a bell that chimes when you open the door. The large windows on the front side of the building have a bit of pale light streaming through, even though it is always cloudy and misty. You can kind of see that bits of like dust and stuff kind of just... It's probably mostly like flour dust and chaff and that sort of thing that's kind of just in the air. At the counter is a woman with dark hair, pulled back. Someone on the customer side of the counter is waiting as she's packing up meat out of an ice box, rolling it up in brown paper and tying it for them.
Where is the snowy regions of Innistrad? Is that Stensia?
The known world of Innistrad is not large enough to incorporate a vast difference in climate. So everywhere's kind of similar. Being the mountains higher altitude, you get a little more snow. The lowlands and forests and that sort of thing don't have as much. It's more seasonal. The hunter's moon is when it's snowy regardless of where you are.
Got it. Okay.
So we'll start looking around the store. Looking for stuff.
Why pop part friend pond?
No.
I personally want to look for some needle and thread. Yes, I'm showing
That
it.
is, that is readily available.
I will be purchasing enough rations to get myself to and from Silburn.
Mm-hmm.
To Silburn and back to Corsica with a couple days extra worth of rations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're pretty well supplied as is, but yeah, you can kind of top that off if you if Asuriel is attempting to get a little bit of supplies for keeping herself alive. She currently has nothing, so one level of supply would be 5 gold.
Oh, we're doing levels of supply. So I'm at 3.
Mm-hmm. And basically sewing equipment, I'm going to consider weaver's tools, which is a gold to purchase, so you can easily get that.
I was just like straight up going to buy rations. I have to buy levels of supply.
Who wants to track rations? That's like a bunch of days.
Yeah. How much is it to get from 3 to 4?
40 gold.
Nope. Okay. Sorry, I'll get over here. I'll buy her a level supply.
Yeah, very basic stuff. Extra pairs of socks, some food supplies, and general bandages for cuts, traveling stuff, that sort of thing. Just all the inexpensive basics. Yeah, you're able to collect up a few of those.
So we wait until the other person has left the store.
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or we
Which
start
they,
picking up.
they'll pay for their various items and head out. The one behind the counter doesn't really address you while you're shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You would guess she's probably in her very early 40s, late 30s, but she looks pretty decent for her age.
Do I have a guess to the age of Magda?
You would have thought she was like a late teenager, maybe very early 20s.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. How you doing? These, please. Pop up the weaver stools.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just kind of sort them out and start filling out a receipt. She will say in an accent that sounds, it's definitely not Stinsian. Having a good one.
Of course.
But the way she says it a bit more curt and doesn't sound like she's having a particularly good day.
Sure. We're actually looking for the mother of Magda. You know, she's around.
That would be me. What are you looking for, Magda?
Oh no. I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. We're investigating what happened here last night. I'm sure you know. Owner of general store, things.
She looks up briefly without stopping her writing on this little receipt pad. What's it to you?
Well, we're sort of investigating, ticking all the boxes. We're not accusing, of course, but we've heard some things, and just wondering if I could ask you something.
Here, I thought Dragomir would come around first.
Dragomir didn't seem very convinced that something sinister was going on, and we're not sure either. We're just curious folk, working with the church, so going to Acrio.
Oh, good, the church, of course.
Just to make it official. Don't want you thinking we're just some low lives. Anyway, I don't want to get too personal because that's your business.
It's gonna be 10 copper.
Sure. I'll push over a half gold.
It would be 2 half golds.
Really? Oh.
So yeah, 10 copper would effectively be a gold piece in this.
Oh, okay.
They take the place of silver.
Businesswoman at heart. I respect that. Push it over.
You said you had questions?
Yeah. He tries to think of the best way to say something. And then just throws right in. We heard you didn't approve your daughter's choice in either friendship or more. Could you tell us a bit about that?
She glances over and there's this clock up on the wall, kind of that old-fashioned carved clock. Not a grandfather style, but cuckoo clock style. Just looks at the time. Magda can make her own choices, of course. But I have suspicions about the boys she was hanging about.
What are these suspicions? They'd be mighty important.
Sometimes I wish I was still in the game. And she kind of thinks back to her past life. Cormac did his odd jobs for anyone who would pay a wage. and didn't really question the motivations or the legality of those tasks.
Sure, but a man has to earn his money, right?
Money's money. Monsters are monsters. There was a cult infecting this city. Few of us took care of it. But there are remnants, and during that time I think Cormac might have done a few jobs for people associated.
With the bad people. Yeah. You think you might have made some enemies during that?
It's entirely possible. He didn't really help with the uprising. Kept to himself that night.
That is interesting.
When did he come into town? How long's it been?
Cormac, born and bred. It's here long before I ever arrived.
You said you were part of the uprising against John?
One of the few spearheads.
Do you know some people named Lorelei and Amrita?
Sounds familiar.
Interesting. Helping us investigate. Thought you might remember them. They seem to have been spearheading as well.
They weren't horrible folk, but also had their questionable associations.
Don't we all? That's a joke.
How sharp does she look? Do I have a... She look like she's got a keen eye for things. Can I insight that? Is that something that
sure.
do?
Yeah.
I want a 11.
I mean, she seems pretty quick. She's on top of things. Like, most people don't live incredibly long in Innistrad, but she definitely hasn't let her age catch up with her at all.
Well, there's that old man outside the gates. That's a little weird.
Yeah. He's definitely an odd one. That's why they call him Odd Red.
You always run a general store?
Since I came, well, not long after I came to Stenzia, settled down in Korsava, supposed to be retired.
What'd you do before that?
My husband and I, monster slayers. Back in Nephalia, worked in Seloff, did a little bit in Kessig on our way out here. Fucking vampires.
Where were you last night?
At home, enjoying retirement.
Can anyone prove that for you?
Probably not.
Can you do this insight check from the back?
Sure.
Well.
She doesn't sound like she's really enjoying retirement.
Do you still wish you were out there sometimes?
I wish there were more dead things that deserve it.
Makes sense.
You worked for the church in your time as a monster hunter?
Subcontracted, you could say.
Alright, I'm going to assume that you're going to keep your lips tight about this for the desire to not want to spread town-wide panic. And as a monster slayer, as you call yourself, I'm going to tell you that we're looking for werewolves right That's what the church says. And I
It wouldn't
need to
surprise
know,
me.
you run the general store. I need to know anybody that's come in that's new in the past year, around that time frame.
Got a few Vistani hanging about. A few of them helped for a price, of course.
People that
Natalia's
stick around.
fairly new. She'll list off a few people that of no consequence.
Suspicious folk might be fleeing somewhere, trying to find a new life. Kicked
The
out of their old
Veiled and
town.
Yond himself brought in a handful of the unsavory types, but most of them fled. Once he was killed, they didn't have their shield of protection anymore.
Well, I'm running out of ideas. This blacksmith, what was his name? Henry?
Hannibal Ward,
Hannibal.
he's a solid type.
Ever the murderous type? She kind of keeps to himself.
I suppose if it came to it, we all can be the murderous type.
Well,
Depends on how far you're pushed.
We'll take that hint and not push any further. Thank you very much for your time. Your dog is lovely. See you around.
Because you seem the friendly sort and talkative, she does have one final thing as you're leaving. Also, I assume Acrio has made his purchase during this time.
yeah, as they're talking, he sets down the
Yeah.
5 gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't say from werewolves, but I know there are a few vampires in this city.
Do you know their agenda?
Not all. I think they're renegades. Be the best way I could describe it.
People dying around because of them. Vampires don't exactly just not eat.
There are a few thralls I know of in town. Seemed to offer their arms and their necks when necessary.
Weird
It's disgusting, but
Again, people need their money.
Christ.
Or are threatened in some way.
So we got
most people do
vampires.
things for lots of reasons.
Well, I was almost happier not knowing that information.
Far be it from me
Anyway.
to crush your happiness.
Have a wonderful day, man.
We'll leave.
Oh, one more thing. Just out of morbid curiosity, do you happen to have a list of names for these renegades?
As far as I can tell, the only two that I can pinpoint. There's a William, Flint, and Reardon Doyle.
Say that name again.
Reardon Doyle, he was associated with Yond.
He hasn't fled.
I dodged a fucking bullet. This information is lovely. Thank you, Galliana. And he just kicks his legs and
Glad I could help.
Extremely happy.
Alright, let's go see this fucking blacksmith. I'm getting real tired. Power walk along, leave the shop.
Were Lorelei
Have
and
a
Amrita
wonderful-
gonna go to speak to him at all, or what were you guys doing?
Yeah, but Amrita's
She
Lorelai's
would
just
have
waiting for
like,
Amrita.
yeah, she would have come back after a little bit, but I imagine like she basically just goes to like the bar and everything and just has a moment to herself to kind of like play her flute as she does to like kind of calm and like
Mhm.
soothe her nerves after all this.
Anne seems interested in your music, just from a distance without commenting on it. Kind of like moves herself to the tune.
Can I get one more hit for the road? Coffee, if there's more of it. I know it's kind of late in the day for that sort of thing.
Oh, there's no problem. And mail takes hers pretty late in the day, throughout the morning, so I'm sure we still got a little bit. And she'll bring you a glass with the, or a cup with the coffee in there. Little bit of sugar and cream.
Thanks. You know much about the, I'm about to go see with Lorelei here in a bit, but do you know much about the blacksmith?
Mr. Ward? Not personally. I mean, he comes in every once in a while.
Have you ever seen him with a pet at all? I'm just curious. Probably not out in public, but...
Not to my knowledge. Haven't really noticed, I guess. I don't think so.
Figured I'd at least try to ask someone before we headed over there.
I hope it isn't my place, but I noticed you didn't leave this morning like you had originally intended. Is there something keeping you here more than just the situation? It's not really your responsibility to follow up on a situation like this.
Rita finds herself kind of like staring down at the cup of coffee as she drinks it, and for a moment, like, she feels like when her eyes blink, she kind of like sees like splotches of red that stains the hands and the counter before she just like looks up again. Maybe it's something my old mentor taught me. Or before you cut old ties, you should at least try to end them as well as you can and help people, even if it's the last thing you want to do.
Leave a few bridges unburned. I can respect that.
Who knows? Highly doubtful, but wouldn't want this town to have any more problems than what it already did before.
Innistrad's always going to have problems. But thank you for doing what you can. Not everybody does.
You're right about that. And she takes a sip of the coffee and sets it down, nods her head. I best be going now. The sooner we get this figured out, the sooner I can hopefully leave quicker.
It's just a copper for the coffee.
Okay. She says.
And yeah, still raining lightly on the street. But you can see down the road a little ways, Lorelei just kind of waiting and doing her own thing.
Yeah, Amrita just kind of like comes up behind her, but makes it like noticeable. She can hear the footsteps and kind of like looks down at her friend. Did you wait out in the rain the entire time?
Well, yeah.
You could have at least waited somewhere dry. Anyway.
I don't mind it. It's refreshing.
We better hurry. Get to that blacksmith's place.
Yeah. Hopefully he has some answers.
We will see.
Well, I hesitate. It's like she wants to say something else, but she decides against it. And I'm assuming she knows where the blacksmith is. Like, we've been around Corsica, we know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they're kind of walking there, though, like, Amrita, like, doesn't look down at her, though. She focuses on ahead. What were you talking about with that Vistani fellow? I saw you guys. visiting Jan's head upon the pike.
Oh, that. I was just explaining the situation to him. I haven't said anything. Don't worry. It's not my story to tell.
That old man in the woods was right, though. And she says nothing more.
The
blacksmith.
smoke rising from
See-
the blacksmith shop from the forge gives it this like charcoal ashen smell to it as you approach, hearing the ringing constantly of a hammer on steel. Inside you find Hannibal Ward, who you have met a couple times before. Very large, broad shoulders, broad head, dark-skinned man with the ash kind of smeared across his face a couple places, hammering out some kind of work, wearing a apron, big beard, everything like that.
You sit like a friend.
It'd be afternoon now, right? Or like at least a little after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Mr. Ward, is it?
Turn to you. He recognizes the pair of you instantly. Kind of tosses his hammer aside and grabs a cloth off his apron, cleaning his hands a bit. Oh, Miss Mablethorne and Fenwick, was it? I know Lorelei, but Fenwick, I'm not positive. So, yes. What can I do you for?
Unfortunately, it's not anything you've made, nice as it is. We have some questions for you, if you have the time.
I suppose I do.
Did you purchase a dog from Mr. Red yesterday?
Odd Red? Yes, I did. Got him last night.
Does this dog happen to have any light brown fur? I believe he'd said it was kind of red healer, unless I am mistaken.
Yeah, it's a red healer. It's well, it's red. It's got a few dark patches, I guess, brownish. Why? What has that got to? What? I'm a bit confused.
Have you heard about the incident that happened in town?
Cormac, yes, all that was awful.
Yes.
Thankfully, this dog shouldn't be associated with any rabid animals inside the city. Don't have to worry about that.
Well, that's just the thing. It's a very unique set of circumstances that Mr. Red rarely comes into town, and the night he does happens to be the night someone gets killed by a dog that looks very similar to a dog that he sold here. I just wondered if you knew anything. Was the dog here last night?
You see a realization kind of come over him. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was.
Amrita's gonna like squint her eyes on that. Are you sure?
Pretty damn sure I had it tethered up. It was here when I left it to go to bed. It was here when I got back in this morning.
Where's the dog now?
Oh, well, I took it to my mom's place. Bought it for her.
Does he look like he's
Mother would-
lying? Fidgeting in
Yeah.
any way?
Is he?
He's a very loud and straightforward individual.
Up front dude.
He's up
Yeah.
front.
It just seems like everyone has a dog around here.
I mean, this is Korsava after all. This is Stenzia. Gotta protect against the wolves. You gotta protect against anything you can, and everybody's got flocks and their cattle to take care of. Keep them in line.
Did
My
you see
mom's a bit of a
anything?
shepherd. She lives outside the city, and I do worry sometimes about she had a sheep get all mangled up that we're not entirely sure, but probably a wolf it looked like, and need something to protect her.
I see. Did you see anything strange last night? Hear anything, perhaps? Any kind of scuffle?
Red and I had a few schnapps pretty late before he headed back out. Don't think he has much social experience, so we shared a glass, and I don't recall there being any kind of kerfuffle.
What time did he leave?
Oh, I didn't look at the clock. It would have been past midnight sometime, I'm sure. We were both a little bit tight as an owl, I suppose you might say.
We've been going pillar to post trying to find out who could have done this to Cormac. And
I mean,
seems
what makes you think that somebody did this? As far as everybody said, it's a wild animal, a rabid dog, maybe something got into it.
We just want to rule it out. It just seemed very suspicious.
Or at least try to see if nothing that
about Cormac, he's a good kid, but it seems like him. I can't imagine anybody would have had anything bad to say about him. Kept to himself, did his jobs. As far as I know, didn't have anybody who would have done anything intentional, like avoided bar fights and everything like that.
How long do you know has the one called Buck and Cormac known one another?
Buckthorn, Ewan?
Yes.
Ewan came here a couple years ago, I believe. Really a shy type. I don't need herbs and remedies, that sort of thing, all that often, so I can't say I associated much myself. The two of them seem fairly close.
Yes, that's what we gathered when we spoke with him as well. I feel quite sorry for the loss of this fellow. We're just trying to do what we can.
All of this town is really feeling that same way. Got people thinking. It's one thing when you kill your burgomaster and he's a cult bitch, but good lad like Cormac kind of gets people thinking a different kind of way.
Lorelei just kind of looks at Amrita, like she just looks a little lost, like, you got anything else? Where's Repellent when you need him?
Oh, yes. His mind was always definitely outside. Most of ours, most of the time. If you have anything else, or I mean, maybe perhaps... Where did you keep the dog when he was here with you?
Yeah, I'll show you. Just takes you over to a side room, like where he keeps some of his supplies and tools and that sort of thing. I just collared him up in here and closed the door and left him for the night. Had a little food and water, obviously. I'm not a monster.
Wouldn't think you were.
Rita kind of like walks in and looks like she kind of like leans down to kind of just look over the ground and everything, slowly just pushing like the headband up again while she's got her back turned to Lorelei and the blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. Even without that, you can catch the smell of canine in the area faintly. Like it's not like it's lived here for a long time, but you do pick up hints of that.
So there's no way of telling that it didn't go out of the room then.
I don't think there would be any way of knowing for sure. You probably do see some scratches on the door on the backside, but it probably couldn't operate a doorknob handle.
She stands back up. I hate to also be bothersome about this, but while that dog might have been a gift to your mother, is there any way we could see the dog, or you could tell us where her house is specifically? We want to make sure no one else is in danger, and I mean, I'm sure you would care enough also about your own mother to make sure that doesn't happen to her as well. correct?
I certainly suppose. Yeah, she lives on the northwest side of the city. Little cabin out there, surrounded by her sheep, and yeah, if you want to pay her a visit, she doesn't mind visitors. Just doesn't really like living in town, you know. Some folk are like that. Did you see those Vistani showed up? But boy and his family seem to have decided to settle down for a little bit, or at least pass through a little more slowly than some.
Boy, you say?
Oh, forget it. Andre, that was his name.
Rita just like gets a look on her face like our test. Certainly sounds familiar.
Yeah, we saw them when we were going out to visit Red earlier, but we didn't really speak to them. Why'd you bring them up? Are you suspicious of them?
I don't want to speak ill of no one, but especially not people who assisted us with our cult problem. But you know, Vistani, sometimes their fingers get a little light, you know.
Pickpocketed. Yes, quite.
Well, let's hope they don't live up to the stereotypes then, when they stay here.
Easy for you to say.
Well, sorry to have taken up so much of your time, sir. We'll be out.
Oh, it's no problem at all. It's about to break for lunch anyway. Would you care to join me?
I mean, I suppose we could.
I think we'll have plenty of time.
We could get out of the rain.
Mm-hmm. And he will go over to his ice box, and he's got some cold cuts and that sort of thing, loaf of bread that he'll slice up.
Nice, man.
Very nice. I feel bad the way, like, basically accusing him of this. He's so nice.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, but we need to ask you this.
Him. We should kill him.
Oh, good man.
Oh.
Stop trying to kill everyone.
Nah.
What are the rest of the trio doing?
I have
Okay.
no idea. Are we going to talk to Billiam?
I mean, we could.
Gilliam?
I don't really want to speak to a vampire right now without a plan.
Oh no, we're in the middle of a city. Of course they wouldn't try and fucking kill us or anything.
Of course not, but I don't really see the point. It's not like the
Yeah.
blood was drained.
In hindsight, that's not a can of worms I want to crack open. I don't want to be here for another month.
I mean, if you want to smite some vampires, I'm here for it. That sounds awesome.
Oh no.
Let's focus on the task at hand, right?
Yeah.
So from here, I have a couple of options. I would love to run by you, see what you think, Asuriel as well. Now look, Vistani are all great people. They are. Some people might tell you otherwise, but they are. I just have something personal with a few particular ones, that's why I did. But the chance of them being them, it's small, to say the least. And I'd love to talk to them. There might be some people who have weird ways of acquiring information, and I want to use that. One option. Other one, we just pick someone we've investigated, we don't trust fully. I'm having a hard time picking, and just sort of take it upon ourselves to look through their stuff, see if there's anything suspicious, steal anything, of course, it's their stuff, but, you know, take the law into our own hand.
I'm not gonna say yes. And I totally, completely didn't hear anything you just said. But you are free to do whatever it takes. No, I'm not going to say that you can do whatever it takes. You just You do what you feel is right in this situation, good sir. And I'm just so happen gonna be following along in the process.
That sounds wonderful.
I'm just gonna follow as well.
Okay. Don't have any
By the
particular-
way, that kid that punched, what was his name? Corville?
Cormac. Yeah.
Cormac. That kid, you guys find out who he was?
We did. He was quarreling in the love sense. He was interested in Magda as well. We don't have any particular proof for this, but I'm feeling the love thing. Used to be friends with Cormac. Got heated in the bar, punched him. Didn't seem much more than that. Although, of course, we don't know if he's telling the truth fully. We're keeping an eye out.
You own a dog?
Not necessarily.
Alright, let's go talk to these people of yours.
Sure, he could have had access to a dog.
Yeah,
People know people.
maybe he stole a dog, got to do his bidding, but
It's a weird roundabout way to do things.
yeah, let's just go talk to Stranger 1 and
And-
Stranger 2 and whoever else.
Remind me
is in
whose
that
shit you
camp.
plan to rifle through.
You didn't
Yeah.
think this far.
Probably
Fine!
not the guy with the dogs. Cillian doesn't know about the blacksmith yet, but after being told about it, probably won't go there. Kaliana seems like a bad idea because she'll just notice him. Would he know though? Would he know? He probably wouldn't. And I think we got pretty much everything we need to know from you, and so no one. I don't know.
Just if somebody comes up, he'll start rifling through their shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's at least a plan in his mind. Probably
It's an option.
wait through the
option.
night. Yeah. I think eventually we'll meet up again.
So after you enjoy some sliced roast beef sandwiches with Hannibal Ward, Amrita, and Lorelei are able to head out, bid your farewells. You have directions toward his mother's house if you want to head that way, and you can meet up with the other trio.
Why don't we head to the woman's house, and perhaps we'll see them when we get back.
That works, yeah.
It'll save time anyway.
Yep, you're right about that.
So you can easily exit the city through one of the northern gates if you want to head that way. Her house is to the northwest. Skirt around the Vistani camp.
Yeah, because like hearing a mention of like Andre's name, like Amrita's just like the last person she probably wants to see. She actually likes, since it's just her and Lorelei alone, she takes the headband completely off for a while so it could breathe for a bit. It's like, I can finally
No.
take this off longer than needed, at least for now.
And yeah, Lorelei, you are familiar with the eye of the creature known as a blood feaster. This weird center orange, vaguely glowing eye with a goat-like horizontal pupil in it that just kind of peers around independently from Amrita's own eyes in various directions.
Yeah, Lorelei's
Yeah.
kind of used to it, so she only really kind of looks at it to see if it's any different to the last time she saw it, see if anything
Yeah.
like evolved or changed.
Yeah,
Which it
Rita's
has
like
not,
keeping
really.
a lookout. She keeps a lookout when they go walking and notices Lorelei staring. It's the same.
I'm just making sure. It's not. I'm not trying to say that I think anything's different, but I just worry. I just want to make sure you're okay. That's all.
I should ask the same of you. And then she quickly puts like the headband over like her forehead and stuff. You can't just have this out and about with other people. Be very disturbing. I already stand out enough.
Believe me, I know what it's like to hide things in there.
Traveling over the rocky kind of clay earth surrounding Corsiva, it's rained enough that your boots start to stick a little bit, squishing through the mud. But you see a house somewhat in the distance, kind of on a hill. There's a wooden fence built around it with a pin for sheep, 1 to 2 dozen. It's hard to tell exactly from the distance, but yeah, you can easily approach. There's a glade of trees not far away. This time of year, the grass is like just starting to peek back up out of the earth, and sheep are grazing on the new blades. But you can also see that they have been fed, from the prior year's stock, kind of in a mound in the center of their pen.
Go
Does
right
it
up
look
to the
like
door
we
and
could-
just
yeah.
give it a knock.
As you do, an older woman opens the door, also somewhat darker skin. She's got like this wool shawl and a shepherd's crook. Her hair is frazzled and pulled up into a bun. She has like several pouches and bags on her. It looks like she was about to go out anyway, maybe just finished lunch. As she opens the door, she's like, can I help you?
Yes, Mrs. Ward, is it, or Miss Ward? We
Mrs.
spoke
is
with
fine.
Yes, we spoke with your son, Hannibal Ward, and had a few things we would like to inquire about, if you didn't mind.
I suppose. Who are you? And as she says this, you guys start to hear this like snarling, barking, and she just whistles real quick, and then you can turn and see that there is a dog that's come in from the kind of like left over the sheep pen, and was heading your direction, but at this point is like taking a step back.
Is it the red healer?
Does look like a red healer.
Puppy.
I am Miss Mablethorne, and this is my companion, Miss Fenwick. Do you know of what has happened recently within the city of Corsiva?
I don't really keep up on the goings on of the city folk.
Well, I suppose to catch you up, there was a death, suspected murder, and it's been suspected that some kind of canine was involved.
But you don't think it was Barker here? I call him Barker. He barks quite a bit. I'm not used to it. But I'll get there, I suppose. He seems like a good dog. Well, you can't think that he was...
Well, he was here all night.
Well, no, just Hannibal brought him out early this morning.
I see. Did he have any dirt on him? Did he seem at all any like scuffs, like he'd been in a
Well, I mean, he came from Ardred, from what I understand. He's not ungroomed, but a bit of travel on him.
Did you see anything strange last night at all? Hear anything?
Maybe. I think there might have been. Well, they might have been just regular wolves.
Well, anything you can tell us will be helpful.
Several weeks ago, I lost a sheep. Might have gotten out of the pen. You know, it does happen. Hannibal thinks that maybe there might be not your regular kind of wolves about Korsava. I've never seen anything. Well, nothing that I wouldn't have thought was out of the ordinary. There were tracks. I noticed this morning. I hadn't noticed them the other night, but there were a handful of them. And you know, I have to be wary of that sort of thing out here. They might have been walking on two legs. That's all I'm saying. I can't be sure.
Could you show us where these tracks were?
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's been raining a bit, but might still be. And yeah, she'll lead you out to the glade of trees past that a little ways. And yeah, you do see where she points out very vague tracks in the dirt and clay. Hard to make out, especially with the mud, but they look like very large canine prints.
Amrita tries to kneel down and see if she is able to look at them to see if maybe they lead anywhere, or is there any way to defer if they are regular prints or irregular?
Make a survival check.
12.
Mm-hmm. You would. I mean, unnatural prints is kind of I don't exactly know what that would mean, because they are obviously actual footprints. They are larger than what you would suspect from a traditional wolf. You would probably realize, even with a 12, that they are more werewolf style prints. And there's minimum of 3 of them. 3 sets.
Maria stands and she finds herself kind of just looking in the direction of the woods again. I assume the tracks would probably just end and there's no way to tell how far they went.
I'd say you're able to track them for a little while, but once you get out of the glade, which is kind of sheltered some of them from the direct rain, they do start to kind of dissipate, where the grass and the rain has kind of been matted down and kind of washed away a little bit. One thing I would say you can tell is that they didn't seem to have any particular direction. They meander a bit from what you can find, and the tread is short. It's not like they were running or having a very intentional stride to them.
Just some meandering werewolves.
Yeah, Amrita thinks about trying to use her other senses, but given the rain and everything, she feels like it'll be blocked out, but just takes note of what they've found thus far. Well, we have more information, I think, that will be useful, but we're going to have to wait till the weather maybe lightens up to find anything else.
I wouldn't have thought werewolves could have made it this far into Stensia. Bad as it is that the vampires are. Well, they take their pound of flesh too, don't they? But they keep other horrors at bay. Very strange. Never in all my years have I seen anything like this. I wouldn't have thought. Maybe I should have been a little bit more on guard. Hannibal's probably right.
Well, I'm sure whatever it is that we'll figure out maybe before anyone else gets hurt. Thank you again for showing us.
Anytime, and if you would don't mind stopping by, if you happen to be out and about, I'd be glad of a little company. Every once in a while is not bad.
Sure.
We'll keep that in mind. Stay safe. Stay on guard.
I will try to do that. Barker here should help me. Seems like a good boy.
The goodest boy. Lola looks at Amrita like, I think we should head back. Try and catch up with the other three.
Yes, especially before nighttime should break.
How many tracks did you say there were, Amrita?
There were 3 of them, from what I could see, but
Minimum.
not going in a particular direction. At least that's what it looked like.
Didn't Buckthorn say he knew of other werewolves?
He did. Something tells me we're going to have to go back to him. Maybe if there's any way he can point out, if not names, maybe locations where they might be at. We can go from there. But you know, this is going to have to be taken lightly.
Of course. If we overdo this, we might be letting out more information than is necessary.
Hence why I would like to keep the herbalist out of this as much as possible.
Hopefully. I hope, for his sake, he's not involved. He seems fine enough.
Given his story and what he said to me, it was apparent how remorseful he felt of Cormac's demise. We must hurry.
Can I get someone from the trio to roll a d10?
Can I roll you a d11? 6.
6.
Did you say sex? Ew.
Yes. So as the 3 of you are making your way through the streets, you just happen to catch sight of a random person on the street walking toward you, kind of like sees the 3 of you, the heavily armored Cathar, the woman in the robes and the white cloak, silver hair, and the Vistani with his various complexion, kind of side-eyes all of you and ducks down an alley.
Fucking hunt him down.
Like,
I'm
that
gonna-
was weird.
Cowabunga
gonna-
it is.
Casually start walking in that direction at a little slightly quicker pace.
Yeah, can I fan out? Go in like a different, duck in an alley, right? Is there like an alley adjacent so I can quickly like get in his back?
Cut him
Potentially, but as you're doing that, the 3 of you are, as you're like just about to break around the next corner, you all see Dragomir, the captain of the guard, with a pair of his men. They seem to be searching, but as soon as they catch sight of you, it's not like they were searching for the other guy. It seems to have been you, and he approaches immediately. In the rain, he kind of like ducks his head down to pull out a new cigar, strike a match, and light that up so it doesn't get too wet. So, what have you all found so far?
A lot of disappointment, for sure.
hunting us down in the middle of a road. Couldn't even be patient enough to wait till the end of the day.
People around town are starting to get antsy. I want to close the book on this. Found anything other than rabid dog? That's still the story we're going with.
As much as I appreciate your vigilance, I really don't appreciate having a Thar's business interrupted.
Hurry up your Cathar business.
Yeah.
We will. Don't worry, Captain.
Once we're done, we'll come find you. How about that?
Here, I thought you were the one who was moving on quick. Fine. Find me at the garrison.
Got it.
It's only been a day. Where's everyone getting so up in arms about it already?
One thing leads to another. First you got a murder, then you get rumors, then you got Vistani showing up outside.
What's that supposed to mean?
Means those folk put people on edge. I don't think they're involved in this. I still think it was just an animal, but folks start to get a little superstitious. Bad omens. Don't put no stock in it myself.
Well, folks are fucking wrong, aren't they?
Been known to be.
That's good. I hope people have had problems in the past. These types of things. I'm sure you'll take them under your wing as well, Captain.
There was.
You're not here to steal, if that's what you're thinking. Because we almost never do.
Almost. There was a few of them, a handful that helped rid us of our cult problem. I'll keep that in mind, but I didn't expect a whole family to show up.
Listen, I'll go talk to them, okay?
Don't burden yourself, but do as you will. I just want to close the book on this case.
Is he telling the truth when he says that?
You can roll an insight.
I want to incite that bullshit as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll just roll one just for fun.
Sure. Yeah, Asuriel, I mean, you can't really pick out much of anything. He's a very gruff individual. Cillian's kind of the same way. You suspect he's earnest about his feelings toward the Vistani and how he'll kind of direct people away from that kind of suspicion out of not loyalty, but recompense for their assistance. Acrio, it does sound as though he's wanting to finish this situation up, but it's not out of a sense of like duty to the law necessarily. Doesn't sound like he's like, oh, justice needs to be served or anything like that. It's more he's got his own reasons for wanting this to be done with.
We'll finish up quickly.
You know, I haven't
More
been here
leave.
that long. How long did you say you've been guard for?
Been a guard for most of my life. Been captain for about 3 weeks.
Of course, right?
For the most part. I moved around Stinzy a bit. Shadow Grange originally.
Yeah. Or there are some problems up there.
There's always problems up there.
Well, you have a wonderful day. We're gonna go check something out.
You do that. Report back tonight.
I'm gonna take that as a recommendation and not an order.
Yeah, you take that however you want. But I'll see you tonight. And he and the other guards will move along.
Acrio and Dragomir sitting in a tree. Kissing. Man, those were sparks, dude. I would chase after it if I were you.
Should have just started, they were kissing in a tree?
I mean, they should be. Didn't you see the romance stuff? Oh.
Leg stare.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Acrio? That was a joke, just to be clear. I didn't actually think there was quite a possibility for romance, though. Star-crossed lovers is always a favourite of mine.
I've always been told I have a pretty face, but if I were into men, I would prefer somebody that didn't look like they got the shit kicked out of them by a donkey. God damn, he's got an ugly face.
I mean, it's not nice, to be sure. Definitely not my type.
He reeks of tobacco, too.
Yeah. It's like usually the smells are really hard to smell outside, like the wind will take them. Like, it's really bad when somebody can smell you outside. Where were we headed? The Vistani? Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to talk to them.
Alright, let's
see how they've
give it
been
a
feeling the town. Vistani here a lot more than one might think. I'd
Either
love
way,
to meet up with the others first, though.
I think we need to figure out who is related to this guard captain, because he's pushing this case along a lot.
That is interesting.
And he's really trying to shove the rabid dog narrative.
How about I follow him tonight?
Do whatever you
Out of the
think you
garrison?
can.
I think I like this.
Yeah, I'm not affiliated with that, but...
No, of course not. You haven't heard anything. You're a
Yeah,
Catholic of the Church. Just
I've...
in his convictions.
Don't understand, but I'll follow whatever's going on.
Sure.
That'd be great. Love it.
You know, Avacyn protects us, just so you know. It's not all charades and BS that you seem to think it is.
Okay. I believe you.
Alright. Go do your Vistani thing.
That's just my personal thing. Not a fact of my people.
Your personal skills and abilities.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, sir. First, I'd love to know what the others know.
Huh?
I'd love to know what the others know first.
Oh, yeah. Where, oh, hey, look, they're over there.
Oh, right.
Good
As
good
the
work.
pair of you, are making your way back through the northern gate into the city. Yeah, you get spotted by Acrio.
Just forcing the narrative along.
Mr. Perception, yeah. But yeah, all of you are able to meet and regroup.
Amrita!
Before this?
I missed you, girl. Welcome back. Find anything out?
If only I could actually remember your name, but we barely still know each other. But
Doesn't that just hurt? Sure, you remember. I'll remind you. Anyway, for serious, anything?
We spoke with the blacksmith. The dog was given to his mother, but after speaking and visiting with her, she showed us a set of tracks. There appeared to be 3 different ones. It's hard to tell with the rain, but they weren't going in a specific direction. But that's what appeared to be what we found.
Possible werewolf tracks.
Oh, great. Not even 1 werewolf, but 3?
Multiple, yes.
Minimum.
I was really hoping for it's a rabid dog case, but that sucks.
Nothing
Suspected
is
from the
simple
beginning.
around here.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure that out. Alright.
Did you guys find anything out?
So this woman named Galliana, she runs the
General
store. It's Macca's mother. She knew a lot, but didn't seem very suspicious to me. The dog was a husky type, sort of black-brown, hair in there.
I
Very
would doubt
cute.
Galliana would really ever.
Yeah, she told us she helped with the resistance against Yond.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Whatever
I
the
doubt she'd
case,
want to do anything.
she gave us some very painful information that I'm going to elect to ignore for now. And
What do you mean?
Doesn't matter. We're gonna go
It
talk
does
to
matter
some
if it's painful
Vistani.
information.
It is painful to my soul and my soul alone. I would appreciate it if you
With all
didn't.
due respect, you don't know our souls. If she told you something that could be dangerous to Corsiva, I would think we would need to know.
But I'd like to not say it in the middle of the street, and I'd appreciate it if you stop.
Fine.
It's nothing serious.
We're gonna go talk to some Vistani now.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love to actually try to turn around on that one. Listen, I know this is strange and unfamiliar territory and stuff, but there's quite a possibility if they're Vistani, they have some sort of medium, someone I can call spirits. I'd love to try talk to Cormac if we can. It's just, for me, my point of view, it's just try to decide to an answer.
That is true.
It doesn't disturb the spirits at all, does it?
No, of course not. Not if I'm there.
Fine.
Trust me, that was sort of my job, to keep them undisturbed.
Right. Well, if you trust the process, and it's...
I do, for sure. And you don't have to be there, because things can go wrong. But Cormac seemed nice enough, sure.
Things can go wrong.
Well, yeah, quite wrong. But only sometimes.
If it's involving
How
spirits
often?
and it can go wrong, I'd rather be there. I have ways of preventing that going amiss.
That'd be perfect. There isn't even a guarantee they've got someone who can do it. I could maybe do it. Don't have the materials. It cost a lot of money. Oh, it's gonna cost a lot of money. That's just something that's for sure. I could call in some favors, probably. I might not know them. Haven't talked to Vistani in a bit. Also, something else entirely, just so we're on the same page. We talked to Dragomir, the captain of the guard. He seemed pushy, to say the least, to get this over with. Acrio seemed to expect something.
He seemed a little too eager to wrap all this up, so keep your eye on him.
Would Amrita or Lorelei have ever encountered the Dragomir guy at some point before he became the captain, or knew of him being in the city as long as they've been?
Make a history check. Both of you can do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very smart.
wait a fucking second.
Yeah, Lorelei's
man.
not the great with faces and remembering people she hasn't spoken to or anything like that. And Rita,
Yeah.
you do remember him fighting the night that Yond was killed. There was a lot of clashing in the street. He was actually one of the ones who helped track down and kill the former head of the guard, who was ardent loyalist to Yond himself, which you would suspect is maybe why he got kind of put into that position.
Well, he might. I can't speak too much for his character other than that he did help take down the former head guard and had assisted the former burgomaster in the lights. So he did help to some extent in the uprising against the corruption that was here. But other than that, I couldn't tell you anything else about him.
That makes me think of something.
Okay.
Diana told us that Cormac sort of did jobs beyond.
What if these whatever's killed for Cormac? Some kind of vigilante justice trying to root out the evil in Corsiva, killed whoever was related to Yond. This guy happened to be doing jobs for Yond, so somebody wanted him gone.
Yeah.
Why with a dog, though?
Because you can cover it up as a rabid dog.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even yourself.
Yeah, because once you start throwing around daggers, then people get real suspicious. Because a dog can't exactly
You can't say a
stab
rabid
people.
sword killed someone.
Yeah.
Can I get everybody's passive perceptions real quick?
Ooh.
I have a 14.
14 as well.
Same here.
Same.
11.
Odd one out! Odd one out!
Everybody else, 14. The rogue, 11.
Alrighty then. So Cillian would be the only one who doesn't notice this eventually, as you all are walking and talking specifically about Yond and the goings on, the uprising. The other four, you start to notice the streets where you're stepping on feel warm. You can feel it through your shoes and your boots. There's a warmth to the street that should not be this early in the year. It's very disconcerting, and as the rain is falling on these cobblestones, you start to see a mist coming up kind of throughout the whole thing as it's kind of burning off. And unlike a mist, kind of in the middle of the street through the cracks in the cobblestone, a smoke starts to rise.
What the hell?
Lorelei immediately taps Amrita on the arm, you're seeing this, right?
See what?
Did you feel anything else underneath your boots? Is it warm?
It's warm.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's anything good, though.
We should get off the street.
I want to duck the rag and shake. Are you seeing anything?
There's a lot of dead things here. They're angry. And the smoke that you see start to rise from the street starts to take on this humanoid shape. As you glance around back and forth, you start to see ash piling up on itself, kind of forming into these strange humanoid shapes.
Oh, I know what this is.
Not like whatever this is.
Bro,
I know what this
And,
is.
I don't know what this is. I'm terrified, but I'll just wait.
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
First battle is a squad, guys. Let's go. Oh no, that's high. I don't like that. That's scary. I'm scared.
Oh shit, I got a nat 1, but even then I got an 8, so that's not bad.
Oof. Clerics go last.
As they should. Well, one of them is
I'm
second.
I'm fucking going second.
I should definitely
Kind of almost bookend the party.
Yeah, we bookend.
But yeah, Cillian, as you weren't aware of this going on at first, as it's pointed out to you and you start to see this and hear Rygan's voice in your ear, you are the first to react to this smoke that's menacingly moving toward you and these ashen bodies.
just sort of nod to myself, and then immediately go in focus mode. And I'll jump over here, hide behind some crates.
It's difficult to tell with the smoke, but none of these ash forms really seem to track your movements.
Alright, so from his boot, he grabs like this sort of twisted piece of metal, sort of yay big, and he just focuses for a second and throws it.
That will pierce directly through the smoke.
Sort of
It does seem you can't really tell that it's done anything other than like a slow reaction, like where it got hit, but doesn't seem to have done as much damage as it bites to a physical creature.
So as soon as that happens, sort of smoke dissipates for a second, and it seems to form into 3 vaguely humanoid beings around the large smoke thing, who just look up in the air and scream, and it's very soft noise, you don't hear it. It's just this... And I'll use
And that is necrotic damage, is it not? Yes.
yes,
Very
it
nice.
is.
They cry
If you
at
could
least
see
this loud.
ash begin to rot, that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Lorelei is going to kind of just quickly scan the battlefield, get a bead on this execution of smoke and these 2 ashy form thingies. Lorelei, she brings out her shield with one arm, and with the other, she like bites into the side of her hand, and as the blood starts to trail down, it just shoots off like rope and starts to try and tie these forms down, and she casts Bane.
Oh, I'm teaching us that in the Cleric Academy.
Both of them will fail.
Both of them are Bane! Yay! And I will give myself a little concentrate-y. Just be like, be careful! And just blood starts streaking down her hand.
The humanoid smoke, you see it start to swirl with ash and embers within its form, reaching out these kind of amorphous hands, and just a tornado of ash and embers hits. It will be everyone except Asuriel if it moves up to here in a 20-foot cone.
Well,
Dexterity save, please.
yeah.
I should have cast Bless. Fuck.
Shit.
Well.
Not 20.
Hey!
That ain't something I'm good at. It's just so
Ow! Oh fuck. Oh, it's fine. I'll.
just
Okay, yeah,
solidified in place. Just takes it to the face.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna use my reaction to cast, if I can, Sigarda's Everwatchful Eye, to try and help Acrio succeed his. So I need to roll d20,
nice.
and hopefully, no, sorry.
Unfortunately, Sigarda's presence is not as close this day.
Cigar is pissing in the well.
Acrio and Lorelei, you both take 12 points of fire damage and are blinded until the end of your next turn. The other 2, Cillian and Amrita, you both take 6, and you are not blinded.
I definitely jump. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do just concentration. Shit. Well, Bane's gone.
What do you want again?
Oh, I missed Warcaster. Damn it.
I definitely dodged behind Amrita, by the way, to dodge the fire.
Oh, nice.
These ashen forms, vaguely humanoid, with you can see the ash almost forming like teeth and the remembrance of eyes, wanting to scream but unable. Both of them reach out their hands. The ash of both of them all sort of mesh together as they begin to attempt to choke Asuriel.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey, you got the color of protection.
Awful.
And you take 6 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, you can feel it around your throat and everywhere. Your shoulders almost beginning to crush you. Amrita, you are not blinded by this torrent of embers and smoke that has hit the rest of the party.
She kind of just has like put her arms crossed for a minute before she goes and like grabs like her blade, and she puts like the tip of her finger on the sharpness of it, so blood kind of like runs down the blade, and like her eyes, they change color completely, like yellow flame coming out of them, and her blade kind of ignites where the blood was, like flames that dance off them as she kind of like casts her crimson rite. Let me see how
and
much
then
you
will bloodlet for that mount. Yeah, lose 2 points yourself.
2. It's kind of just like almost like more of a bronze like color blade, a little bit like with the brown hilts thereabouts, and she kind of just like withdraws it, and it just looks even like brighter with the bronze as like flame covers it, along with like her hand and her eyes.
You can skirt around that one decent enough if you get up right next to the smoke and are like
that's what
using
she'll
your
do.
footwork
She like
to get around it. Yeah.
Around it,
Yep.
and she's going to go ahead and just like swipe at her flaming blade with it. Let me make sure this is on, and go. And she will roll a nat 1.
Yeah. Because you're up in this smoke, it's like in your face, almost distracting you, and you've never had to fight like mist or smoke before, so you try to cut through it, but it almost dissipates before your blade can even connect. And for anyone who's wondering, a saber is one of the weapons that can be found in Grim Hollow's book, which is pretty dope. It's got some cool stuff to it. So
This episode is sponsored by Grim Hollows.
Asuriel, you've got these ashen hands around you. They're not grappling you, but the pain is definitely apparent.
She's gonna cast Mind Sliver twice with the Quicken spell.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna do one each, and that is a intelligence saving throw. -2.
Smart things.
They're so intelligent. It's not even funny.
That's the damage, but
What
the
vague
next saving
sense
throw
of
they-
a mind they actually have is questionable at best, and easily disrupted with this mind sliver, this telepathic blast.
yeah, if they have a next saving throw, it will be with a 1d4 subtracted.
Acrio, you are blinded by this
Yeah.
torrent of embers and smoke.
Yeah.
You're trying to rub it out of your eyes as best as you can, but
I
until the
know.
end of this turn.
I know. Just can't get that out of my eyes. I take the hat off. I desperately put the helmet on and cast a spell as I buckle the strap, and I'm like, oh god, please don't die when I'm blind. and as he casts the spell, a golden halo appears above his head, and I have a 10-point pool of healing.
Very nice.
And I will give 5 to me, 5 to her.
I think you can only restore hit points to one creature at a time.
Yeah, one creature within the
number-
spell's bright light that you can
One
see.
creature.
So
Yeah.
you
That you
can't
can
actually
see.
see
Oh, what
any
about
creature.
myself?
I'll allow it on yourself. Yeah.
So I'll give 5 to myself, and then I'll stumble. Oh, sorry, shit. Bump into her. Bump into an ashen form. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Fuck. I'm sorry. And I'm here now.
Nice.
Sorry, sir. Oh, wait. You're Ash. Sorry. Don't hurt me, please.
They feel very strange as you brush against them. Cillian,
How easy would it be to climb this roof, and it can cost more than move?
Give me an acrobatics check to make sure you can actually hoist yourself up and are not just hanging from the edge.
More than fair.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
very limber.
And
yeah,
he's so
you're able
fleshy
to,
about it, guys. It's ridiculous.
There better be a backflip or a front flip somewhere in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we want like the
He's
gymnastics
done
dismount.
done
with,
some
like,
parkour in his day.
parkour.
He's
So yes, you're able to
actually-
attack. Which one are you hitting?
The ash form next to Lorelei.
Oh, next to Lorelei, that actually will hit. They are very slow and not protected.
A little wrong weapon. But that's fine, just the same. So, bam. Whip. Bam.
God damn.
Nice.
Boy,
So that's
I got you, girl.
15.
what?
I'm blind.
I'm legally
I
blind.
I can't hear you. I'm blind.
I can't
This
see all
one
my
is-
glasses.
The ash,
Deathbro,
which is
what
kind
are
of
you
wet
doing?
in this rain, is starting to kind of slump off. It is very damaged, hardly able to hold itself together at this point. All right, Lorelei, you were blinded, so you hear this. You hear Cillian shouting out that he's got you, but you're having to rub the ash and embers out of your eyes.
Can I still make an
Scorch
attack
marks on your
even though
body.
even though I'm blinded? Would it be at disadvantage? With her with a spare bloody hand, she's just gonna kind of like reach like forward, like she's just aiming for the heart, and I will do my decompose, just like splay of just like rotten stuff just streaking out from it, like fungus stuff to grow on the ground and shit.
It had 1 hit point.
Yay! First blood.
It's going to have to make a con save. The DC will be 5 plus 2. So it does make it, and it's locking up somewhat with this like weighty, decomposing fungus and stuff in it, but it is still just barely clinging onto its form. But it is very close to being destroyed.
And as I finally wipe the ash out of my eyes, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't kill it. I only have my little.
Here's
rotten
what
hands.
this smoke is going to do. Firstly, it is going to move into Amrita's space and engulf her.
Oh, that's bad.
Doesn't sound good.
So that's a thing that happens. And then, not a blast, but a like a creeping bit of smoke comes out from the base of it, trickles up the side of the building. I believe, yeah, I can get to Cillian, and it will do this. So I need you to make a DC 13 con save. Not Amrita yet.
Oh, I don't. Oh, not me yet. Okay. Soon.
So Cillian, your lungs fill with the smoke as it's moved along the building up your body and like up, forcing itself into your nostrils and your lungs. You are poisoned.
Ew. Go.
And that is all it's going to do this turn. Ash forms. One of them is going to try to choke Amrita within this executioner smoke. While I think the 2 of them are still going to go after Asuriel, being that they already had their hands around her throat, and then Lorelei as well.
Come at me, yo.
So, Amrita, boom. That's
Ah!
Lorelei, nothing.
Ha
And 2 against Asuriel.
Bruh.
I should have backed
I assume the
off
21
and, like,
hits. Does the 13?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh.
Take an
Oh,
additional
thank
7
God.
points of bludgeoning.
Okay, 10 hit points I go.
Wait.
Oh no.
Hey.
Hold up.
Wait.
Hold up.
Hey. Stop that.
Hold up. Oh no.
Amrita, now I need you to make a DC 13 Constitution save as you are beginning your turn inside the creeping, this executioner's smoke.
Bye.
You do have
Bruh.
you do have holdover hero points if you would like to. That's up to you.
I guess so. Why not?
That will pass.
Ooh.
So you are not poisoned.
Phew.
Forcing this smoke out of your lungs, its unholy presence, you are able to maintain.
Yeah, she doesn't know if swiping at the smoke is going to do anything at this moment, but she sees the other ash thing in front of her, I would presume.
Yes, yeah. So it's difficult to see, but you're not blinded or anything.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna try to like just move closer, or I guess she's not really gonna move at all, like on the map, but just like kind of go to swipe at this thing.
Lunge at it, yeah.
Yeah.
And these creatures are not resistant or anything like that, I don't think. They are not. So yeah, 10 points. Cutting directly through the ash form. Asuriel, you are being berated and heavily damaged, choked out almost by these ashen hands.
She's gonna use her font of magic to get all of her sorcery points back, because she has nothing right now.
All of you will see it's relatively subtle, especially because Acrio has this halo of light behind him, but there is a radiance from within Asuriel. Her eyes, her mouth, even somewhat of her nose, you can see this intense white light start to glow from within for just a moment.
Nice. She is.
Your white mana has been restored.
She's gonna see. Yeah, let's try it. She's gonna cast Moonbeam on here.
Oh, you're just gonna
This
leave it to fate that there's two ash things
beam of
trying
light.
to kill you.
A
Well, you're
beam
on
of
the other
light
side.
from the heavens. From the heavens will appear. The clouds part ever so slightly as it's raining, and just like the rays of like the moon almost in its radiance shine down on this space within the side street. Acrio.
Holy fucking shit, girl. That was awesome.
Hiccups.
Rip.
Go for the hammer, and I'm like, maybe not. And then I go for the sword, and I'm like, and then I go for the hammer, and I take it out, and I can't two-hand this.
I mean, if you want, you can. If you don't want to be carrying your shield.
I'm gonna one-hand it, and then just fucking bonk one of them on the head. God fucking damn it, hiccups.
Oh yes.
Hiccups of good rolls.
I'm gonna say it's the one to the north, decimated by that crushing blow of this massive hammer.
I'm sort of still half hanging from the thing, right?
If you want to be, or you can have, with a 23 on your acrobatics, you could have easily gotten to the roof.
Yeah, and then I've just reached that. I'll break their view of me. They're walking back a bit. I'll just throw a needle at the one closest to me. Right.
Okay. And you are poisoned by this smoke, so you have disadvantage on that. Just hits.
Oh,
Ooh. It's okay with
8
it.
AC boys.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice hit. Unfortunately, because you have disadvantage, don't get sneak attack. Anytime you have disadvantage on attack, sneak attack cannot apply, but yes. So yeah, 6 piercing as this needle just goes into like the base of the neck of this ash form.
And after that, he just seems to book it, but he... let's see, I think I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Easily enough to leap over there. Now, I do need at the end of your turn you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Come on.
I don't know what it does, so I'm still on the edge of the roof.
As you're booking
can I use a reaction to do another Sagada's Ever Watchful Eye?
if you would like.
I would like to.
Smoke is just trailing out of your mouth every time you breathe.
I would like to, Lorelei's just kind of keeping a bead on like everyone throughout the combat. And when she sees Cillian again, seeing him choking, she's just like, hang in there. And yep. Fuck, sorry.
Bruh.
I tried.
So Cillian, as you're hacking, wheezing, running along the sides of this roof, luckily the pitch is fairly shallow, but as you're getting to the edge of this, you start to see your vision begin to fade, and the last thing you feel is your face hit the clay tiles and kind of like slide along there as you fall unconscious. Still have all of your hit points, but you are unconscious on the side of this roof and prone.
I'm unblinded again, so...
Yes, correct. And you see this beam of light that you suspect will most likely destroy this ash form in front of you.
Yeah, probably.
It feels radiant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like leave it to its business then, because I'm just like, that's got it. I don't need to... Too many cooks and all that shit. So I will instead turn my attention to the big swirly boy around Amrita, and I will cast Toll the Dead on it. Has it taken any damage thus far?
It has. From Cillian.
Bruh. Toll the Dead never works for me. It begins.
Yeah,
I think that's all I'm gonna do.
The smoke itself moves back a little ways, releasing Amrita as its two arms begin to try to pummel her, swirling with these embers yet again.
Oh no!
Bruh.
I wish I was like level 6 right now.
So the second one will miss, but
Sorry, that was a mistake.
already.
It's
Not
two, that's
too
good.
bad.
That's good.
So as you are utilizing this fire from within your blood, this creature is hitting you, pummeling you with these embers and drawing that fire toward you. Damage will be normal, but any attack roll that does some fire damage will have advantage against you until the end of its next turn. So you will take 6 bludgeoning, 5 fire,
A mutant,
for a total of 11.
That whole
That
time
is
I was saying
insanely
stuff, but I didn't even fucking
good.
know that I was
Great.
muted. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're muted.
What is that total then? 23?
It's 11 points of damage.
I would be bloodied at this point. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna disengage up and out of here.
First, that ash form is going to attempt to choke you.
Come
Wait.
at me, bro. Yep.
That does hit. You take another 6 bludgeoning as its hands reach around your throat, crushing your esophagus, almost seeming as a strange revenge for what you have accomplished. You're not grappled by it though, and it is your turn.
I imagine though, like when that happens, like she begins to probably choke on her own blood at this point and everything, just kind of like staggers a bit and just tries to like dart her eyes around. And she is going to, I don't know if she could go around and like disengage over one of these ways or not.
You can.
Okay. Do that. I guess she'll do it with the ash form to kind of just like move and get away all the way over here.
The ash form, sure, doesn't hit nearly as hard as the smoke, so that's up to you.
Well, never mind. I'll hit the smoke. And just like quickly just try to rapidly just get out of there and get over here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then
Oh,
just
did I
roll
only
an
have
attack.
one of those ash forms do anything on their turn? That was
Yes.
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Too bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
the
I
one
need
up
to
on my
pause- do I
business
need to
hasn't done
pause-
shit.
Do I need to pause my turn then for a second? Or...
Go ahead and do what you're gonna do, and then I'll
Okay.
cycle back because I
Alright, I stabbed the smoke
retarded.
as I ran away.
nice, and that will definitely hit.
Yep. And we know fire's probably not going to do anything to it, right?
It doesn't do much to this one at all, and neither does a non-magical weapon, but it does a little bit, and you're
Yep.
able to get away.
Yep, and I'm
this
coughing up more blood like on the crates.
And you can see from behind you there is another one of these ashen things
Oh,
coming
shit.
from this byway.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that's totally enough to destroy the one in the moonbeam. Completely fails. Not even a little bit. These other two are going to turn their attention to Acrio as he is like smashing them with a hammer.
Rolls double nat 20s. Yes.
Nope. Both of them reaching for you. You've got the splint armor with the heavy collar, and they're just trying to get at you, but unable to get any purchase.
You dare oppose Acrio.
Let's.
Me?
This one is going to go for Lorelei. Too stupid to walk through the smoke, or through the through the moonbeam. So I believe as it does, it will have to make a con save. Asuriel, does that pass?
Yes, it does.
I think it'll take
enough.
half damage. Does it take half damage or none if it passes?
It takes half. It takes half.
Okay, cool. And it will attempt to choketh Lorelei. But as it's burned away by the
Lorelei's
intense
not into
radiance
that.
shining down on you, does not find itself able to. Amrita has gone. And yeah, Asuriel, you're up.
Okay, well, since the other two are focusing on Acrio, and hopefully they'll continue to do so, she's gonna move the moonbeam over to the executioner smoke thing.
What a sentence.
I will not kill people because that is not what I do. Sorry, Boo. Trying to die. I'd like these two to not be harassing us anymore, so I'll cast. I will cast Spiritual Weapon next to me, attack the damaged form, the damaged one.
Same deal, raise your hammer, and as it bursts into flame and you remove the hammer, the same shape, smoking in flames, moves away from it under your control.
Yeah, and this one actually has more of a chance to hit.
It is very damaged at this point.
Fuck. Okay.
The ash is crumbling and slumping off of it, but is not destroyed.
Alright, I'll try and finish it. I'll fucking bonk it on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Go to
Please,
40 jail.
please
Whoa.
die.
Mm-hmm. So that's a DC 23 con save.
Can it make that?
Wait, 16 plus 5, 21. No, it can't.
I think an 8 makes it. I
Just add a 2.
get smoten.
This one is completely destroyed. The ash crumbling and rolling out onto the cobblestone street in like this weird wet sludge.
Yeah.
Ew.
Just
Ooh.
like he brought his hammer down and he expected some resistance, but like it just went through it and almost it like bangs on the ground and he has to like
Ooh.
pick it back up.
Feel that
He nearly
reverberation.
smashes his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody who's conscious on the ground, you can feel the vibrations of the stone on your feet.
So that was
Cillian.
my turn.
You are unconscious. You have one more chance to try to push this smoke out of you.
Do I have hero points?
You do not, because you are a new
Yeah.
character.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
Have not been on adventures in the past.
Oh dear.
Oh, he did.
He is choking violently on the side of this roof,
I
clearly
literally
both
don't have-
unconscious and asphyxiating, we shall say.
Oh, you turned it deserved for me. Thank you.
Yes, it did. And yeah, Lorelei, you've got this one attempting to choke you, but you also hear the choking sounds of Cillian on the side of this roof.
There's really not much I can do from here. What am I doing? Just turning to the one in front of me, I'm just gonna try and like pommel it with another decompose. Lorelei, get your shit together. And then
Just a pinky.
she isn't sure if this is gonna work, but it's literally all she can do. She's gonna try spare the dying on Cillian
Mm-hmm.
as a bonus action.
Sure. How does that look for Lorelei?
Well, she's already drawn blood from her hand. She's like, after she's like kind of tried to punch this undead creature, she like retracts her hand and shakes the decay off it, and then in a much more gentle emotion she turns it and sort of arcs her hand like towards the roof where Cillian is, and she's like, just hang in there a couple more minutes, I'll be with you.
They don't teach that at the Cleric Academy.
I don't remember the seminar.
Cleric Academy, it's like, spare the dying, you should have to touch the person for that. This is weird.
Hello there, heretic.
Let's see.
Loads power with malicious
The
intent.
Executioner smoke starting its turn within the moonbeam. It's going to fail on a big con save. It will move out of that.
Ah!
Two fists
My
coming
face.
toward Lorelei.
My face.
About to get eaten.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm out. I am unconscious, boys. That took me right down. I don't even think I would have lived through that with all my hit points. Oh, that's really funny.
Okay, that is all it's gonna do. With you unconscious, this one will go to Asuriel.
Oh no, leave me alone. Leave my bones alone.
Let's see that one.
Oh yeah, I
is
am
gonna-
bloodied right now.
This one will have to make a con save at the beginning of its turn for Moonbeam, so that'll take
does make
half
it.
of that. So that's 4 points of some radiance. As this other one will try to attack Asuriel from a flanked position.
Oh dear.
I don't know if
Yep,
it
it does
needs
hit.
it, but.
Oh
And the
yeah,
other one
you
will
have
go
no
for
armor on.
Acrio.
No, I don't have any armor on.
Acrio has all the armor on and does not get hit.
Yeah. I did not share the armor stick.
The one
You don't have the talking stick.
coming from behind the alley, behind Amrita, as she's coughing up blood, will attempt to slam into her and choke as well.
Yep.
Ooh,
I'm out.
At it.
I'm out too.
I'm gonna be the last one standing. I gotta fucking run for it.
I could have probably used
Ah!
something, but
Does it look any less corporeal? The
Which-
form. The executioner
Which
smoke.
one? Oh yeah, it's taken some serious damage at this point. Amrita, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Hey, you're back up!
20.
Return to consciousness.
You can't keep a good woman down.
You are prone on the ground, having been choked out by this ashen zombie-like thing, this undead in your face, clutching your throat, but your eyes flicker open, still burning red. as you are determined not to die.
Mm.
So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and yeah, stab.
That'll hit.
Okay.
They have very
I was
little
terrified.
AC,
Die.
and you can spring attack. You can get away. You have 15, or you have 20 feet of movement left.
Yeah, is there any way to like move and kind of like get up on the roof?
If you were to do as Cillian did and climb these crates, I'd say you'd be able to get up to the point you're hanging on the side of the roof with the movement you've got.
Ugh.
But you would be
Risk it?
effectively out of range of being choked.
You know what? I'll go ahead and do it. Get up on the crates and get up here.
She's gonna quicken spellcast mirror image on herself.
Okay.
Which will be the last spell she does for this, but let's hope it's worth it. And then she's gonna move.
Moonbeam shifts again through the clouds. Acrio, and 3 duplicate images of Asuriel kind of like step out from beside her. This strange mirrored image moving with her motions.
Acrio will move up into this space to start dealing with the big guy. The hammer will also
Just
move
as a
in.
quick attack of opportunity.
No.
Neither of them
that'll
are able
be-
to do anything to you.
Okay. Is Mr. Passed Out on the roof still spewing smoke from his lungs?
Just a little bit. It doesn't look near as bad as it was when he was, coughing and hitting the
Okay.
ground.
I'm going to use my action to spend another 5 points of healing, which is all the points. The halo still stays up, but that just does bright light. And I'm going to give him 5 points of healing. Please be alive. Maybe?
So you were stable from Lorelei's attempts to spare your death. And then, you get hit with this bright light. You feel a rejuvenation as you wake up face down on the side of this roof. Having slid down the tiles, your face was a little scuffed up. Your lungs still burning, but you can breathe.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself because I need to not die while the rest of the party's injured. So I have +2 bonus to AC.
Nice.
And I'm just going to be taunting the well, I'm the only thing the executioner can attack right now, hopefully. So...
Sure.
I know it can go for anyone else because it has range, but please hit me!
Hit me.
Brilliant. As you
Waking up on the side of
re-emerge
the
from unconsciousness,
pull myself up from the edge from how I was falling off. Just noticed the battlefield has shifted in many ways. And I'll just go for the big guy. Grab from the inside of my left boot, flip it in the air.
Okay.
Good.
Alrighty.
I wasn't still poisoned, right? By the way?
Correct.
Okay.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
Excellent. Cute.
Aw.
Still a crit,
So-
though.
Yeah.
The way this is going to work is you roll your damage dice twice and you use the higher result.
Okay.
Advantage
So-
on that.
Rather than,
With the sneak attack?
and that applies to sneak attack as well, yes.
Rogues and crits fuck shit up.
Yes, they do.
Boy, I love Mizgy.
That's why I love
Oh,
Vanessa.
alright. I just clicked that.
And then
That's
just
fine.
click
So
it.
it'll
okay,
be
that's
4
two
plus
rolls.
3 is
Let's
the
do
higher, so that's 8 for that.
Yeah.
And then your sneak attack roll twice, whichever one is higher. 8 for that one as well, so 16.
Dang.
Pretty spicy. It is, again, resistant to normal non-magical damage, but that's still quite a bit to it.
And this time...
And because you're coughing up blood and you are very close to death and bloody, you get to add your proficiency bonus to the damage. So that's another little bit on top.
Oh, I was about to say, oh no, he's critical, but he's not.
Not quite.
You brought him just past it.
That would be way worse.
That would be awful.
You have disadvantage.
What's the negatives again of being bloody?
You'd make a -2 to your AC, and then you deal your proficiency bonus on top of your damage.
Yeah, it effectively makes you a little slower and easier to hit, but your determination drives you
a little more scrappy.
A little bit more.
Okay, I'm gonna use my second whale, and this time they only see like a shimmer of something appear next to that ashen form. I see Reigen say, "Boo," and I'll roll another d6.
He is very close to being destroyed. Not quite, but very, very on the edge.
And then still have my bonus action. I guess I'll just hide. Right over here.
Sure. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh, that's of course.
Yeah, you feel pretty hidden. All of them kind of focused on the spirits that have wailed, attacked them, and all of that. Lorelei, I need you to make a death saving throw.
The thing activates.
Oh, if you have a thing, what does that look like?
As Lorelei is lying on the ground, it's not her holy symbol as like the brooch on her cloak. It looks like something under like her dress, like kind of on her collarbone. It just starts to like shine out a light, sort of like a little beacon, for only a split second, and then it disappears, and then Lorelei looks like she's been shocked with a... Well, there's no defibrillators in here, I'm sure, but that is kind of what she looks like. And she just jolts as my recovery seal activated. And I return to 1 hit point, and she's just lying there on the floor like... And she just looks around and sort of recalibrates her bearings. I still have my turn, right? I can still do stuff? Or is it at the end of my turn?
I'm gonna say yes, because I don't remember. So sure.
Okay.
And then
I
she
can't
sees
remember
a
exactly how
hammer.
the seal works. But the
It just says automatically passes first death saving throw and return to 1 hit point.
yeah, so that I think death saving throws are made at the beginning of the turn, so I'll Acrio and Asuriel, both of you recognize this symbol in a vague kind of way. It looks like an angelic glyph that is just flashed very briefly on Lorelei's chest.
Looking at Lorelei's chest for.
I will use half my movement to like stagger back to my feet, and then I will turn to the big Chumby. I will decompose and just try and just the smoke.
The
Does
smoke
it
is
count?
not actually undead. It's not an undead thing.
Oh shit! Okay, that changes things.
And it's not
blah, blah, blah,
corporeal
blah, blah, blah.
either.
Yeah, blah blah blah. In that case, I will toll the dead on it. I will toll the dead on it. That's
Alrighty.
the wrong. 8. Fuck me! And then bonus action, she's just like desperate. She's like staggering. I will bonus action spiritual weapon coalesce just the broken shattered form of a shovel that is just holding itself together with like light blue force, and just bring it down on big boy's head. I'm critical, so this will be at disadvantage. Pray for me.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit.
Damn. And Lorelei just
looks like
wreck.
it looks like a kind of this spectral blue, ghastly form of a gravedigger's shovel. It will move into Lorelei's space, and it will attempt to slam Acrio.
Oh no.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have a thing. Nope, I
Have a thing.
plan.
Would it still take damage from the moonbeam first?
It will.
Oh, please kill it.
Okay, that passes the thing, but
Half
Still takes
of
half,
the moonbeam
yeah.
radiance.
Oh,
14, that's really good. It's still alive, but not much.
next.
Okay. As it crits me, I'll hold my hand out and I'll cast Shield of Devotion. Wait. Wait, I thought it was a reaction.
you thought Shield of Devotion was a reaction? It's not.
Well, that's a lot less useful than I thought.
It's,
Okay,
I
well,
think it's
I
a
get
preparatory spell.
It's preparatory, yeah.
Okay.
Rip. Rest in pepperoni.
Oh.
You take a normal hit.
Okay.
Just totally normal. Nothing bad happens. Your splint armor and your angelic shield of faith stop you from the brunt of this attack. 8 damaging and 5 fire.
Oh, 13, so I am bloody, which brings my AC down back to 20.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with a suboptimal AC, Tristan?
Fuck up. You're all dead!
I'm
Two
fine,
of
I'm
these
still here.
ashen forms are going to have to make Constitution saving throws in the... They both take 14 radiant.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
This one here, the top one, will have to make a DC 19 con save in order to survive.
Oh.
Just barely. Just
Ow.
barely holding itself together.
Like it, need it, want it, gotta have it.
As it will step out, as will this one. Going against Acrio. Attempting to choke him as he is focused on the executioner's smoke. I'm gonna say one of these has flanking. Doesn't need it. Finally, from behind, you feel these wet, ashen hands reaching almost through your armor, getting through the cracks of the splint, and choking you out, Acrio. The other two will go for Asuriel with her mirror images, just trying to grab at any of them that it can reach.
Please tell me.
What is with these crits today?
God damn!
Oh yeah, you have mirror images.
Roll for the mirror image, the first one. I can't remember what number you have to roll to get above.
I think it's 6. I think it's above 6 when you have 3.
Yes.
Like 6, 8, and then 11 or something. I don't remember. Oh!
First one of your images is just shattered in a burst of light as it is strangled to death. And I believe you can roll for the second one.
Yeah, I'm very glad I brought the mirror image.
Oh!
Well,
Neither, you've got one left, but neither of these find purchase on your actual throat. And yeah, you're okay for now.
Thank you.
This one here is going to shamble kind of around and toward Amrita, but it can't get to her. It is unable to climb, so...
He's World War Z-ing up the wall.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
So you're hanging from the side of the roof, so you're able to pull yourself up on this turn.
Yeah, she pulls herself up and she's kind of like surveying the situation, and so like she just quickly just like sighs, just like, I have to do this, and like she fully just goes ahead and just like completely like takes the bandana off, and like depending on who can even like see her at all, they can see, like, even though Lorelei already knew about it obviously, but like they see, like, while like her 2 regular eyes are still glowing, there's another one above that just constantly seems to be moving, and she's going to try and I don't know if casting Eye Bite would do anything on the smoke. Maybe? I'm not sure. It doesn't
Certainly
specify on. It says creature, but it's not really like.
It counts as a creature.
It does.
It does.
Okay.
It does count. Yeah.
Yeah, and she is going to try and
That's
sicken it. If that's possible.
Cool. And it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, DC 13.
Ooh.
So it doesn't have the same effect as other creatures where they almost like start to vomit and look, very pallid. But this thing, it starts to lose its coalesced form almost, moving in unnatural ways, almost unable to hold itself together. And yeah, it is under the effect of being sickened as this eye focuses in on it.
Is there any way to get the moonbeam to circle around here without getting Lorelei and Acrio, but getting
No.
the action form and perhaps...
If you wanted to hit all three of those, that would work.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Giant laser printer.
And that will be it.
Okay. Focusing, the clouds shift slightly and the radiance shining down readjusts itself. Acrio.
The giant magnifying glass in the sky.
Okay. Bonus action, gonna move the hammer.
Okay.
Hammer's gonna bonk it. You wanna post these?
You're right to weapon.
Hello?
Goodness me.
Oh Jesus! they all weren't
Roll20
showing
was
up.
being slow for him.
This is why you
so-
have to wait.
How many hammers to bear?
10
So the
seconds.
first one being a 12 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Ouch. I'm gonna kill myself now. I just wasted like 4 good rolls. Fuck. And then I'm gonna turn around and use the hammer on which one of these actual injured?
They all are fairly injured, pretty
Okay.
bad, and they're all standing in a moonbeam, so.
The smoke has disadvantage. No. Fuck, okay, I'll attack the smoke. And that's a magic weapon.
That is a magic weapon. The fire doesn't seem to do anything to it, as your angelic hammer crushes through it. There's a chunk of the smoke out of it that almost can't reform.
I can creep up so I can see the fight again.
Get the popcorn.
So I guess I'll just take this one. Oh.
Okay.
Produce one from behind my elbow and immediately throw it from there. Do I have advantage for being hidden?
Yes, you would have. You were very unnoticed by all of them.
Mm-hmm. So out of nowhere, Shia LaBeouf.
That will hit.
Okay, thank you.
Looking in the shadows.
And you do have,
Oh my gosh.
you will have sneak attack on this as well.
Innistrad superstar Shia LaBeouf.
So that's 13, so it'll have to make a DC 18 con save to retain its form.
God damn it!
Just barely able to hang on.
Oh, these are tenacious little fuckers.
Can I sort of sense these are spirits in particular, or something else?
Make a religion check.
No, it's purposely. So 8th.
You can feel that they are definitely some sort of undead, not the kind you have really associated with, but the thing you sense the most is like the seething anger.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem to necessarily be directed at the things they're attacking, it's just a general hatred.
And we were in the way. Fair enough.
Just skirting around
And then-
Amrita.
I just look at Rita and their third eye and just focus on the battle again.
Like the monkey, just like looking away.
Yeah, just like, don't want to notice that.
Lorelei, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Come on.
Oh boy. Oh no.
You feel the smoke entering your lungs, and start to choke. You are poisoned.
Bleh. Disgusting. Poisoned.
Not fun, is it?
No. I am fear right now. Big fear. Everything's gone to shit. I'm gonna use my spiritual weapon, which has double disadvantage, me being poisoned and a critical right now. It is just, I can't hit for shit, but I'm just gonna try and wail at this Biggie Smokes.
I get 2 more damage for being bloodied, right? So that means he doesn't make his constitution
You
save.
do. That would be a DC 19.
Hey!
That one is destroyed.
Hey.
Good thought.
Yay!
Destroy it after all.
he's just there like, I'm still going. Wait.
Wait a second.
I mean, actually dead.
Yeah, and that spiritual weapon 12.
Wait, does spiritual weapon get disadvantage from the caster being bloody? Because that's completely separate from you. That's a spell.
Yeah, but you're using
still an attack
your
roll.
magic to
Yeah.
make
Alright.
it attack. So yeah. You're going for the smoke.
Yeah.
That does not hit.
Okay, in
13.
a 1 HP
14.
poisoned and fucked up torrent of complete desperation, she grabs onto a holy symbol and starts chanting a particularly repulsive undead prayer because we would like to get the other fuckers out of here. I know the big guy's not
Ooh.
undead, but I would like everyone else to leave.
So that will be 4 wisdom saves.
Well,
One
That
makes
was-
it, the rest do not.
It's like, leave now.
As you utter this angelic prayer designed for warding off ghouls and undead things, you see all of them react except the one closest to the executioner's smoke. The rest of them all seem to shake, shudder, and start to run.
And the way Lorelei's like chanting it, it's almost like a song, kind of like a sort of like a very like a eulogy kind of song. And she just closes her eyes and just keeps reciting it, looking quite resigned to whatever's coming because she's got 1 HP and everything's fucked. She just starts singing her own death knells.
At least he has disadvantage, though, thanks to me.
Unless he does a thing that
Yes.
doesn't make saving throws, in which case we're fucked, but yes.
Yeah, but not till the end of his turn, I think. he
It is
said.
going to,
Yeah.
move slightly and attempt a disadvantaged slam at Acrio and Lorelei.
Lumpy
order.
whammies.
yes!
Miss!
And then I need
Thank you,
you to make,
Amrita!
I need you to make a con save.
All right.
And
now
it
it's time
is,
for the wisdom
it can
save.
make another save at the end of its turn.
Oh, it made it.
Yeah, which
Aw.
wasn't supposed to be.
Well,
a
it
disadvantage,
saved
but
our
yes, it is
asses
still-
Yeah.
now.
'Cause that
Yeah,
would've been bad.
both of its arms slowly whipping through the air, attempting desperately to execute, as is its nature, but I'm unable to do so. 2 of these ash forms will boom, both
One
fail
thing.
before they're even able to run. This
So
one
would-
is going to have to make a con save before it can even run because it may be destroyed by this radiance.
Oh,
This one, caught in the moonbeam, will expire as the other one runs. This one here will dash away home.
Wait, we can't just let ash creatures just roam the city.
I'm hoping if we deal with the big guy first, they'll be easier to deal with.
And having attempted to be turned, this other one will turn to the chanter of the angelics and attempt to choke her out so she can no longer speak these words.
No.
I think that misses.
Yeah, my AC when I'm bloodied is 14.
Lorelei. Or Amrita.
How rude of you to compare us. No, okay.
Take this as a compliment. How dare you?
Yes.
The Lorelei, come on.
Is there any way to, like, for me to crawl down here and get up in this business here? No? Or how much
You
movement
want to
would
get
that
back
be?
on street level?
Just like
Maybe
jump
not.
on his head like a mushroom,
I mean,
and
you
then
can.
like,
Assassin's
You
Creed him.
totally can.
You'll take a
Lorelei,
lingering
at the
injury.
end,
Yes.
at the end of that last turn, you were supposed to have.
Oh, yes.
made
Con
a,
savey to
yeah,
see if I.
con save.
Yeah, this is gonna go well for me.
How much for
Does
that?
that just,
So all
if
of
that
that-
knocks me to 0, do I take a lingering injury from that?
It does not knock you to 0, but you do fall unconscious.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you still have the 1 hit point you had, but you hit the ground pretty hard.
And lose it immediately.
Dang it. I wish I could switch to my longbow, but I can't. Because
Which is interesting, because that means the ash form would have had advantage on that.
Okay, you know what?
So, just to see.
Please. No.
No, it still
Ah.
would have not been able to choke you out. But yes, Amrita, what are you gonna do? Lorelei is back on the ground unconscious, no longer able to turn these undead things.
Where is it? I can't remember what's supposed to. You know what? Fine. I'll go ahead and risk trying to like jump off the roof and stabbing this thing.
Sure.
So I will go ahead and roll athletics for that. And if I screw
Mhm.
myself over, then yep.
That's still enough to climb down off the crates. I'm gonna say what it does is it uses up 15 feet of your movement just to get to onto these crates, but you can still
So I can still-
scurry over.
So I can still get maybe right about there.
Yeah, it's close enough.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swipe at this thing.
The fire again does not do anything to it, unfortunately, and the slashing weapon connects, but not incredibly violently against this smoke. But you have
Yeah.
whittled it down some more.
Yep, that is all I can do.
You still have one of your mirrored images around you, and the moonbeam, but everybody's very clustered up at this point.
Yeah, she's gonna risk. She's gonna risk an attack of opportunity and run back 20 feet.
I'm gonna say this one was so focused on Lorelei, it's not even going to try to spin around and do that.
All right, because then she's gonna move the moonbeam over to it and the big smoky boy.
So
TNT at the
as you
party.
move out of that space, the light redirects directly where you had been standing. Okay, Acrio.
oh, please die. I'm gonna be moving over Lorelei. Sorry, nothing
Ow.
personal.
Ow.
Yeah, just
Ow, my
like
ribs.
step
Ow,
on
my
her
ribs.
face.
Ow, my ribs.
Kid.
It's full armored weight on your ankles.
Yeah, nothing like a 300-pound man with armor just crushing down your esophagus. And I'll make my attack with flanking.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll good.
Better roll a 4.
Fuck!
Do you have a
Not
hero
quite.
point?
Yeah, I think
no.
you do have a hero
Oh,
point.
hey, look it, I do! Hey!
That will hit.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Big
5
magics.
5, 5, 5. The Triforce of 5.
Hammer will move here, and it will make its attack as well.
Yikers.
Oh, that also does an extra 2 damage.
Yes, it does.
You're bloated.
Yeah.
You're bloated.
So 7 damage.
Nice.
I'll go for the small one. Don't do much to the big boy. This time he pulls it from like his own wrist and just flicks one. Engage with Acrio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kill, maim, destroy. Kill, maim, destroy.
So that would be a DC 19, DC 21 actually with your bloodiness.
Oh yeah.
Kill, maim, destroy!
Killed, maimed, and destroyed by a small little needle flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
KMD!
Yeah. It's like those needles that it's like, oh, it's just a little needle, and then it embeds in the wall, and like the entire wall collapses in like a foot.
Mm-hmm.
You're really
Pretty much.
trained in acupuncture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do a little dance.
Ghost acupuncture.
Can I hide from a bonus action? Be back on the-
Sure. Absolutely.
Uh,
Your little dances was a little bit
Yeah.
noisy on this clattery roof.
mhm.
Hard to tell if you really succeeded on that. But yeah. So Lorelei, you're unconscious.
Yes.
Unless you have a way to mitigate that, you will need to make a Constitution save at the end of your turn.
Ooh.
That is enough to make it. You remain unconscious, but you do not lose any more of your health as you're finally able to force out the smoke from your lungs.
But I look dead as fuck though.
Hi, yeah.
This is interesting. Because it is no longer disadvantaged
Yeah.
Oh.
by the
Yeah.
eye bite. So it probably will.
Oh wait, con save first.
Oh yes,
Me.
as it is
Come
still
on.
in the moonbeam
The
somewhat.
boon meme! The boon meme!
Got him that one.
Poon meme.
Kill
Oh,
it!
Jesus.
Kill it! Kill it!
That's big.
It had 12 HP left.
Yes!
It vanishes from existence under the radiance of a moonbeam.
The boon meme!
Moonbeam.
The moon meme. Moon
The
moon.
street starts to cool under the rain. The ash forms of these undead kind of turning to this muck as they spread out in the water between the cobblestones. Everything goes a little bit quiet. This has been a very intense few moments. It's all gone down within a few minutes. The moonbeam eventually fades. Asuriel's duplicate form reconvenes with her. Eventually, the spiritual weapons, the shovel and the hammer, vanish. And you are all left very bloodied, everybody bleeding. Lorelei's unconscious beneath Acrio's feet. And that's where we're going to close the curtain on this week's episode.
Yeah.
So you guys can
definitely go.
recuperate somehow.
We've got
Yeah.
away!
Yeah, but before that,
No.
Amrita will definitely like kind of just quickly wrap the bandana back around, but like fall to her knee, just breathing heavily.
And we
Just
can
like-
we can get to all of that
Oh
next
yeah.
week.
Mm,
Hi.
the end.
Ooh.